Let's just dive into it. I want to get this done as soon as possible. What is this, part 6 of this attempt of watching this horrible documentary?
Set and collect reasonable inspection fees to cover the cost of inspections required. So number one, they can come in, the federal government can come in, inspect your house, and send you the bill. And if they find that you're out of compliance with this new federal code, the Secretary shall assess a civil penalty for violations of this section. And then further, going to page 236, each day of unlawful occupancy shall be considered a separate violation. We're setting up a global warming Gestapo that can literally come in, and now this new term, unlawful occupancy. So now living in your home is considered unlawful under this bill. This is...
I don't think that's what the bill says, Steve. I don't think any practical bill would ever say anything like that.
It's ludicrous.
Worst of all,
it is, because you're making it up.
In more than 35 federal agencies are given unlimited dictatorial power to tax all forms of carbon and carbon emission.
I wonder when this happens. Was it possibly never?
The Commissar Green Police openly brag that they will have the power to selectively enforce the new edicts on a case-by-case basis.
It's funny because when I tell people what I do for a living, the first response usually is, "You're with the environmental police?" There is no environment in New York City.
With this new power, the Green Mafia can take over the entire economy through selective enforcement.
We know, Madam Speaker, that this national energy tax will cost the American people $2 trillion. We know that. We know this will result in a loss of 2.5 million jobs every year for the American people. We know that. We know this will result in a reduced standard of living for Americans. We know that. What is the point and what's the benefit?
The same
I mean, the benefits are a lot of things you're not talking about, like us not fucking dying.
Central banks that have stolen more than $50 trillion from national treasuries across the planet are now creating a new derivatives fraud through the cap-and-trade carbon tax system that dwarfs their previous Ponzi schemes.
Again, he was so sure about the whole cap-and-trade thing, the thing that nobody even fucking talks about anymore because nobody likes it.
We've just watched a financial meltdown in this country, the likes of which hasn't been seen in some time. Now, if people like credit default swaps, they're really going to like the carbon swaps that are going to occur and the carbon future swaps. We spent a full day in this committee.
Yeah, but the thing is, if that collapses, you're not going to lose your house over it because it's not backed with your fucking house. Like, shut up.
Last summer, talking about the manipulation of the energy futures market in oil, we're going to create, I fear, another such system that people who have an inclination to react dishonestly to systems are going to actually have a new opportunity. Is that not a problem?
A select group of central banks.
I mean, I'll give him that. I mean, that's the main problem why we didn't implement that shit, but...
banks are lobbying for the same legislation.
It's not the same as a financial crisis creating carbon credits. It's It's a half-measure solution that's not going to change anything.
To be passed worldwide. Once the so-called green economy laws are in place, only global megacorporations and their subsidiaries will be allowed to do business.
Yeah, Jones, you're not making any sense, because the global megacorporations are the ones that are polluting. The thing is, they would be regulating those big corporations more than the small ones, because they...
Van Jones, Barack Obama's first green...
Oh no, Van Jones. Oh god.
Job czar has stated repeatedly on the record that the new green economy is only a cover for a complete revolution against capitalism and the total redistribution of wealth.
Yes, all the corporations, it's all just a plan for them to do communism, because Alex Jones definitely understands what communism even is from a basic reading of Wikipedia, which I'm sure he's definitely at least done that, right? He's not completely misunderstanding about how that system works entirely or anything from the most basic point.
But what Van Jones doesn't tell his sad followers is that the elite...
His sad followers. I think they're a little bit happier than your followers, honestly.
Are bragging that the modern green movement was designed from its creation to destroy the middle class. And
then show me a quote from his book that says that. You can't just show the picture of a book and then say, this book says all this stuff. They literally admitted it. I'm not going to show any of that, though.
Transfer all wealth into the hands of a super elite. They're not doing
that. Sounds like capitalism. That's literally capitalism. That's...
Lift the poor. No, the goal is to enslave the planet and usher in a new dark age. Every nation on Earth is in the process of, or has already...
Well, they're going to tracer tongue the world. Is that what you're saying?
...passed its own set of carbon tax laws and regulations. If their plan is successful, every nation on Earth will not only pay tribute to...
I'm going to skip ahead to the Obama is going to kill everyone. Oh god! Oh, is he talking about chemtrails now? I'm seeing some stuff. Okay, yeah, he's gonna get to the chemtrails now.
Sovereignty or independence.
Planetary regime.
As their program begins to face more and more
he always says program. Their program.
Opposition. Lawmakers and supporters of the man-made global warming hypothesis want laws to be passed, making it illegal to question their theories.
Wait, does that even say anything he's saying right there? I don't care enough. I just want to be done with this so I can finally just move on to something interesting like fucking YouTube cult leaders. Damn it!
Recently, the head of Greenpeace was forced to admit that the Arctic and Antarctic ice caps grow in the winter and shrink in the summer.
Nobody's denying that, except for the thing is, they're shrinking more and more every year.
And that this is all part of a natural process driven by the tilt of the earth. And
again, he won't show these quotes. He's just gotten so lazy at this point that he doesn't even want to find some bullshit article that's like lying about what these people said. He's just gonna just state it. And look at the sun, you assholes. There, that's my evidence. Sun.
And the sun.
The cosmic radiation coming from space, the amount reaching the Earth is affected by the strength of the sun's magnetic
field. You take
field.
money from Exxon, my man.
So
Nobody cares what you have to say.
It's like a gateway controlling the cosmic radiation reaching the Earth. The magnetic strength of the sun is also related to the number of sunspots. So they are directly related to changes within the inner structure of the sun. The amount of cosmic radiation reaching the lower atmosphere creates more cloud. Right? And
it creates more cloud. Like, shut up, dude.
Cloud forms, you need to have what are called condensation nuclei.
You're explaining clouds. You're not explaining... Oh, shut up.
Nuclei. That is, little particles around which water can change from water vapor or gas into water droplets, minute particles that are visible in the form of clouds.
Look at how smart I am. I understand high school level environmental science, everybody. I'm smart.
We've known for a long time that there was more cloud than the amount of particles in the atmosphere, because we assumed it was clay particles and salt particles that were creating this condensation process. But there was this gap. We now realize, of course, it's the cosmic radiation that's doing it.
You'd have no idea what you're talking about.
What the cosmic radiation is doing, controlled by the magnetic field of the sun, is it's like putting up a screen in the greenhouse and blocking out the sunlight. And of course that then affects the temperature of the Earth.
No, the magnetosphere doesn't block sunlight, it blocks radiation. So you don't understand high school level environmental science, so I'm wrong about that too. Good God. This guy makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year saying this complete nonsense, stupid bullshit, and he gets paid by Exxon for it. Like,
That's why there's a relationship between the sunspots and the temperature on the Earth. So we now know the mechanism.
No,
that's
not the mechanism.
More than 31,000 scientists from across the United States, including more than 9,000 PhDs.
Oh, there's that accuracy in media, like conservative think tank that gave its award at the CPAC. 31,000 scientists reject global warming agenda from WorldNet Daily. So I'm not even gonna give Bob Unruh, is that Jason Unruh's grandpa or something?
PhDs from the fields of climatology, atmospheric science, earth science, and hydrology signed a petition rejecting man-made global warming as a scientific fraud. This shattered the hopes of the
fraud. Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
Consensus that the mainstream media had been pushing for years, that every scientist on Earth believed that man-made global warming was a fact.
First of all, I guarantee those 31,000 scientists were not all climate scientists. I'm pretty sure I've heard of this petition before. Most of them were like engineers and people not even in the field of anything having to do with anything. And even if those were all climatologists, they're less than 0.5% of all the scientists on Earth. Like, shut up. It's so annoying. It's so boring. It's Al Gore bad. Therefore, all global warming science bad too, because Al Gore has money.
If the people are able to block their carbon tax takeover, the elite's agenda to establish a planetary world government will collapse. To force their unpopular agenda upon...
Then, now that we're kind of past any sort of debate on the whole carbon tax thing, I think, Alex Jones, you should just quit making movies now. You said it yourself. Their whole plans will fall apart if they don't get the carbon tax passed, and they didn't. It's kind of not really a debated issue anymore. Nobody's really talking about it. So maybe you should just stop doing anything ever again. Just retire now.
On the planet,
Alex Jones, retired bench.
Controllers are racing to complete the construction of their police state control grid, borrowing from tactics used in the past by communist, fascist, and other totalitarian regimes. Every form of classical textbook tyranny is now being implemented in the West.
See, there's a table of contents, and they say United States in it, so therefore I'm not going to go into anything about what this document is. It says United States on it. That's all you need. That's all you pigs need.
In the United States, the central government is federalizing local police.
State and local officers are in a great position to collect important information on terrorists and their allies. And the Terrorist Screening Center stands ready to help you.
This video, produced by Homeland Security, is required viewing for all departments in the U.S.
And with the teamwork of local, state, and federal law enforcement, we have an excellent opportunity to see the picture and solve the puzzle before these terrorists can strike again.
I missed when Alex Jones was on a little bit of the ACAB bit for a while, and now he's completely dropped that. So there's really no reason to even be watching him anymore.
State, county, and city police now take their marching orders directly from DHS and FEMA. The videos and training manuals turn peace officers, once guardians of the Republic, into secret police.
See way down there? There's a woman taking photos of the dam. Someone called...
Early 2000s paranoia about terrorism. We love to see it.
911 and reported a suspicious person. As you guessed, she's gonna be a Category 3 hit. And since it's very important that we don't let her know that we know, both the dispatcher and the officer need to make sure she doesn't hear the radio traffic.
Good God, cops are fucking insane. This is straight up this. I mean, if you really want to make a compelling documentary, just make it about this shit, Jones. You don't have to make up this whole global warming denial. They're gonna carbon text us into the Stone Age shit. Just cover this shit.
Stand by. If I could ask you to wait right here, please.
Sure.
We got a class 3. We need to kinetically engage these Islamo-terrorists. They're taking pictures of the dam. This very small dam. It's so awkward. What the fuck is that?
Everyday items and activities are listed as proof that you are sympathizing with shadowy boogeymen of terror.
Of course, he's going to keep his eyes open for anything interesting or unusual in the car. That would include cameras, binoculars, video equipment, GPS. Maybe...
What? Like, literally stuff you bring camping with you? Yeah, this anti-training and terror training stuff is nuts. This is fucking nuts.
things like sleeping bags that suggest they're living out of the car.
Or just camping. It's like, if you see people with water bottles and hiking boots, strange sticks that they carry with them when they're walking somewhere that could possibly be weapons. Or do they have a dog in a crate? That means it's a terrorist dog. You must pull them over and kinetically engage them with lethal force as soon as possible to prevent these terrorists from destroying our nature trails.
From their inception, Homeland Security and Northcom were set up to dominate the people and the states, not to fight the CIA-created Al-Qaeda. Patriotic members...
He loves to just throw that, like, I explain it in my other documentaries. I'm just going to throw that in there.
Members of the military and law enforcement, at great risk to their lives and careers, have sent this filmmaker federally and internationally produced law enforcement manuals, textbooks.
Again, here's them talking about the common law movement. Again, it's a document about sovereign citizens will just flip out and kill you if you pull them over, so be careful about them.
Documents and videos. The MIAC report, distributed to Missouri law enforcement.
They hate that MIAC report. It's like, we're kind of concerned about the whole, like, Nazis popping up. Maybe we should do something about that. Like, oh, you don't like right-wing ideas? Just because you don't believe in the I mean, just skip that part of the document. Anyway, they say gun shows, online forums, and blah, blah, blah.
Gun owners, libertarians, constitutionalists, as potential terrorists.
I mean, yeah, most of the terrorism done in the United States is done by those people.
The federally...
It's a lot better than telling people to be suspicious about people with GPSs and cameras and sleeping bags.
The written document went on to list Ron Paul, Bob Barr, and American flag...
Bob Barr? Is that the same Bob Barr? Oh, never mind. Bob Barr was like a libertarian that ran for president or something. Well, yeah, the Ron Paul people are literally... Ron Paul just tried to sneak Nazism into the Republican Party under this like weird sort of anti-war facade he put up. Like...
bumper stickers as dangerous paraphernalia.
The Molon Labe stickers. I see those all the time. I can't drive anywhere without seeing someone with a Molon Labe sticker on their car.
Linked to white supremacists. Even before 9/11, FEMA was quietly...
Are they not, though?
indoctrinating local police to have a hatred of the Founding Fathers and everything our constitutional republic stands for.
Who was the first terrorist organization in the United States? Who? Founding Fathers. Founding Fathers. You mean Thomas Jefferson?
Oh, yeah. You mean Thomas Jefferson?
George Washington? Oh, Let me ask you something. Did they try to scare people? Oh, yeah. They tried to intimidate the British. Did they use acts of violence? Your founding fathers, my founding fathers, were involved in acts of terrorism against British officials because they systematically...
Yeah, but that's like direct action. I mean, the terrorism is meant to scare the general public. This is like... See, he's not even really... Like, the word terrorist has been so watered down by just accusing everyone the United States doesn't like of being terrorists. That it's kind of meaningless anymore. It's just meaningless. It just means bad guy. I guess in a microcosm, if you were a British officer, you'd be terrified of the revolutionaries, but it wasn't like to scare everyone.
Had British officials assassinated.
In the old Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, and Maoist China, the police's main job was not fighting crime. In totalitarian forms of government, the police are political enforcers, or commissars as they were known in Russia. It's their job to spy on the public and to intimidate the exercise of free speech.
Again, Jones loves cops now. He was completely forgotten about this angle of his thing. He's like, no, the cops are the good guys now. They got rid of the New World Order because they read my books and movies. Does Alex Jones even have a book? I don't think he does.
Once a climate of fear has been achieved, the public begins to self-censor, to shut down. Once the people have been intimidated to withdraw from the field of intellectual battle, the tyrants have a free hand.
they've retreated from the marketplace of ideas. See, this is why it's bad that I was banned from Twitter.
To expand their oppression and looting.
Oh, there's a helicopter. There's a helicopter. He's still on black helicopters. This is the conspiracy theory that died out after like the 90s. Once 9/11 happened, nobody gave a shit about black helicopters anymore.
Of the helpless serfs. The average man and woman is in a trance. They get home from work. They don't even talk to their children. They turn the...
How do you know this? Like, what? Is that what you do when you get home from work? Because I'm pretty sure you're projecting right now. They don't even talk to their children. They just drink until 3 o'clock in the morning, studying articles off the Gateway Pundit and Newsmax to do their radio show the next day.
Television on. And they let those corporate messages set the agenda in their lives. If we want a revolution against these social engineers and the scientific dictatorship, we have to start getting back to basics, having barbecues, knowing our neighbors.
What the fuck? I would like to say Jones never has a solution to anything, but here's him offering up solutions on how to fix the New World Order. Number one, have barbecues again. It's just, what the fuck?
Loving our husbands and wives, spending time with our children, and getting back to real human culture. This false corporate culture has been superimposed over our daily lives. The public is literally under a trance. We have to somehow reach out to them and break them out of this trance.
This says more about you than it does about the general public. That's not how normal people act. They don't just go home and quietly sit and watch CNN all day. They can never talk to their children or never barbecue. Like, what are you talking about?
And as the globalists destroy our standard of living and bring in their police state, a lot of people are beginning to wake up and realize that what they've been told all their lives was a lie. But it's essential that we, the people, are there to reach out to our fellow Americans and our fellow human beings and show them the truth. But the scientific dictator...
Jones, are you mad because nobody wants to invite you to the barbecues anymore? Is that why you think nobody barbecues anymore? Because you keep going over there and try to educate everybody? So anyway, Obama's going to inject people with microchips, and if you reverse him saying, yes, we can, he's saying, thank you, Satan, and he smells like sulfur. Jones, we told you we did not invite you this time. We haven't invited you to the last 3 of our cookouts. Why do you keep... You just jumped over the fence. Please leave.
Dictatorship needs more than just a secret police network to carry out their plan. Citizen spies at every level of society have been recruited to keep their eyes and ears focused.
Oh, the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts are the citizens. He's saying the Hitler Youth is now the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. Is that what he's implying there?
On everything their neighbors and co-workers are doing and saying. More than 50,000 private sector...
Hey, there's Bernie! Bernie!
Executives have been recruited by FEMA to secretly serve as deputy FBI informants under the InfraGard program. Now...
Is InfraGard even around anymore? InfraGard. Oh, InfraGard. Welcome to InfraGard. InfraGard is a partnership between the FBI and members of the private sector for the protection of U.S. critical infrastructure. Through seamless collaboration, InfraGard connects owners and operators within critical infrastructure to the FBI to provide education, information sharing, networking, and workshops on emerging technologies and threats. InfraGard's vetted membership includes business executives, entrepreneurs, lawyers, security personnel, military, and government officials. So it's just... Yeah, but it's the party screwed him. Like, it's a long story, but let me try to summarize. Like, he was really doing good in the primaries, and I'm pretty sure the Democratic Party started to panic, being like, "Oh shit, this guy's really gonna fuck things up for us." So, I'm pretty sure, like, the overwhelming theory is that Obama made some phone calls, and then all the other people dropped out all at once. All the undecided voters were like, "What do I vote for?" And Biden's the only other moderate there. So it's like, I'm explaining it very badly. It's like everyone competing with Bernie dropped out at all at the same time thanks to pressure from the Democratic Party, and then they all endorsed Biden, and Bernie lost that next yeah, pretty much. Like even Bill Clinton is like bragging about like how he screwed Bernie at what's his name? He was like this civil rights hero. He was like a senator, and at this guy's funeral, Bill Clinton is like, "I would like to thank Jim Clyburn for ending the fight between our party," and blah blah blah. And you can tell he's just talking about screwing over Bernie. I gotta find that video. Let's see. Oh, was it John Lewis? Bill Clinton. Let me find it. I'm going down another, yeah, pretty much, too. Like, they pretty much use the Corbyn attack, except with Bernie, since they can't call him anti-Semitic because he's Jewish, they were he's sexist, and we're going to not show any reasons why. So he hates women. Don't vote for him. He's a sexist. Blah blah blah. It was like endless. Like people were trying to convince people Bernie was sexist and not putting any of it evidence up, and it was ridiculous. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Jim Clyburn. Oh, here we go.
I thank President and Mrs. Bush, President Obama, Speaker Pelosi, thank you, and Representative Hoyer and Representative Clyburn, who I really thank for, with the stroke of a hand, ending an intra-family fight within our party.
He's at a civil rights hero's funeral bragging about Jim Clyburn endorsing Bernie Sanders to sink his campaign. This man is a fucking asshole. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, now is not the time. Like, Jesus. Yeah, like they pretty much did the same thing with Bernie. Like Bernie has spent like his years like fighting against sexism and racism his entire like life, and they're like, Bernie's a sexist and racist, and we're not going to give any reason for that. We're just going to make insinuations until people just accept it as truth.
So this is a story that's flown a little bit under the radar, but what you just saw there was Bill Clinton at John Lewis's memorial service specifically thanking Jim Clyburn for basically sinking Bernie Sanders' campaign and uniting the party behind Joe Biden to stop Bernie. Now, in the speech, in the clip I showed you, Bernie's not mentioned, but what Bill Clinton does say is that with the quote-unquote wave of a hand, Jim Clyburn essentially united the party, ended the family fight, and brought them all together. But what he really means by that is that he ended Bernie Sanders' frontrunner status by helping to bring everybody behind Joe Biden just before South Carolina. And I would also add that Barack Obama played a crucial role, especially between South Carolina and Super Tuesday, in uniting all of the neoliberal candidates behind Joe Biden, including people like Pete Buttigieg, who in some ways up until that point had a more successful primary run than Biden, given that he had racked up a technical win in Iowa. We all know Bernie won Iowa, but a strong second in New Hampshire and a third in Nevada. He had run a better campaign in some ways than Biden to that point, but he was able to be convinced to drop out by Barack Obama and by the party establishment. None of this is a surprise to many of my viewers. We all knew this was happening in real time. We all saw this happening in real time. The unprecedented, rapid unity of the party, which up until that point did not have such unity, just to stop Bernie Sanders. It was never about helping Biden in particular. I don't think the internal party actually had a favorite in this election. It wasn't like in 2016 where, yes, it was stop Bernie, but the party was united behind Hillary, going all the way back to before Bernie even started his run. This time, it really seemed like it was get somebody as long as it isn't Bernie. And Biden was the right guy at the right time, and the party huddled around him through Clyburn and through Barack Obama. Now again, if you said this back then, you were going to be called a conspiracy theorist or paranoid by the party establishment, by the neoliberal media, who suggested that all that happened was that people individually realized that Joe Biden was the best candidate to defeat Donald Trump, and individually as political leaders, they all endorsed him. So Clyburn endorsed Biden as the best candidate, and then Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar and all the rest sort of came to the same realization. Cory Booker.
Oh yeah, I donated some pretty big money to him. I gave him like $400. Like I've never been motivated to donate to a politician before. I'm like, bam, 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 every week $100. And I was like, God damn it, what is happening? It was like the most stressful primary. It was like, what is going on? What is this?
Beto O'Rourke, they all came to the same realization.
But those few weeks when Bernie blew out the first few primaries were glorious. It was like, hell yeah, we're gonna do it, and then all of a sudden, oh, everybody's dropping out, and we're all just gonna go behind Biden now, and then Biden won the next primary, and then all the media's like, see, he can win the presidency. Let's forget about everybody else. Biden. Like, it was nuts.
And that helped Biden because he united the party organically, and all was right in the world. And Bernie supporters, we're sorry you lost, but this was not a, conspiracy against you guys. What this shows is something quite different. I think that given that the primary is basically over now, that Bernie's endorsed Biden, that we're, just a few weeks away from the election, really, we're less than 100 days.
So anyway, you get the idea. The party hated him and pretty much was mostly responsible for, playing their little political games to get Biden to be the only choice. So anyway, back to the let's go. Back to InfraGard. So it just looks like it's just training about people that live in, work in industries that handle important infrastructure, and they just train people to be keep an eye out for people fucking with the infrastructure.
Now there are more than 75,000 preachers serving FEMA in the clergy response teams. Internal FEMA documents reveal that the majority of America's pastors now serve as agents of the shadow government. They are even instructed on how and what to preach.
And as KSLA News 12 Jeff Farrell discovered, the clergy would help the government with potentially their biggest problem, us.
From my cold, dead hands.
Charlton Heston's famous declaration captures a truly American value, the overarching desire to protect our freedoms. But gun confiscation is exactly what happened during the state of emergency following Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. U.S. troops also arrived, something far easier to do even now thanks to last year's elimination of the 1878 Posse Comitatus Act. That forbid U.S. troops from policing on American soil. If martial law were enacted here at home, public fears and quelling dissent would be critical. And that's exactly what the Clergy Response Team, as it's called, helped accomplish in New Orleans.
Jeff, the primary thing that we say to anybody is let's cooperate, get this thing over with, and then we'll settle the differences once the crisis is over.
Such clergy response teams would walk a tightrope.
Wait, they're literally using Alex Jones's footage from one of his documentaries. What the hell is this? What is with this era of like mid-2000s local news that they would use Alex Jones as a source for shit? Like, this is weird.
Between the needs of the government versus the wishes of the public.
In a lot of cases, these clergy would already be known in the neighborhood.
Yeah, this is literally Alex Jones's footage from his documentary.
In which they're helping to defuse that situation.
For the clergy, one of the biggest tools that they will have in helping calm the public down or obey the law is the Bible itself. Specifically,
like, holy shit, it's literally local news just using Alex Jones as a source. This is what's going on here.
Romans 13.
They're literally going at, oh my god. Is this like a Texas news channel? Was Alex Jones just going around to like local news and be like, I have this big story, you better uncritically report on it?
Because the government is established by the Lord, you know, and that's what we believe in the Christian faith. That's what's stated in the scripture.
They prepare their flocks like sheep to the slaughter for gun confiscation, forced inoculation, and they tell them that it is a blessing to have their families broken up. And
I wonder what this is a picture of. Is this perhaps an ICE detention center that you're in favor of now, Jones? Let's listen to him say that again. Okay.
Public down or obey the law is the Bible itself. Specifically, Romans 13.
Because the government is established by the Lord, you know, and that's what we believe in the Christian faith. That's what's stated in the scripture.
They prepare their flocks like sheep to the slaughter for gun confiscation, forced inoculation, and they tell them that it is a blessing to have their families broken up and put into FEMA camps.
Literally, dude, you're describing ICE detention centers, and you're literally using a picture of an ICE detention center to say, this is bad, and then fast forward, like, 8 years in the future, and he's like, this is good.
Irland, Frankreich, Portugal, Spanien, die Schweiz, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Poland.
Jones doesn't get that just choosing footage of Hitler does not make his argument more convincing. It's just filler.
Adolf Hitler bragged that his most powerful domestic tool, used by the Nazis to control the people, was the servile clergy. And his favorite Bible verse was Romans 13, render unto Caesar.
Either you are with us.
That's not even the full Romans 13. It's render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, render unto God what is God's. That doesn't mean. I'm not gonna get into that because I'm probably gonna get it wrong too. But that's not the full quote. It's the whole big thing.
Or you are with the terrorists.
The scam was launched as a simple bait and switch. The government recruited the public by telling them that they were needed in the fight against Al-Qaeda. But from day one, over 90% of their training and operations focus on demonizing.
Oh no, Glenn Greenwald.
Surveilling and harassing anyone who stands against their takeover.
The Department of Homeland Security calling on firefighters to take on a new role in the war on terror. The idea to be the eyes for the U.S. government when they're inside a home. Now, unlike police officers, firefighters don't need a warrant to go into private houses. And critics say that's where things get sticky.
Cable company repairmen, truck drivers, maid services, and hundreds of other professions that go inside homes and businesses without warrants are now on the government's payroll as citizen snitch spies.
Well, I mean, if you're going to fix somebody's cable and you see they're building bombs, I guess there's probably... it's not...
But Big Brother doesn't stop there. Children are being indoctrinated inside the public schools nationwide to spy on their parents.
The thing is about this, it just turned into security theater. It's just to give people the illusion that that everything's taken care of. But none of these people are really like, nobody really cares anymore. They're not like all petrified of terrorists anymore. It's like, oh, oh no, the terrorists are gonna attack our schools and shit.
You can give information without having to give your name. You guys can get paid for good tips up to $200.
I want to buy so much candy.
The New York Times praised public school programs in the United States and England that are training children to report their parents for eco-crimes, like taking a hot bath or letting the water run while you brush your teeth.
Climate crime. Have you seen anyone commit this crime? If it's hot, more energy will have to be used to cool the food down. Putting hot food in the fridge or freezer is in fact a crime. Climate cops know that waiting until it's cool is the right time. This is just a dumb, like a school worksheet. Like, what? You're not brainwashing kids. It's just, it's like, hey kids, keep an eye on the ways that you waste energy at your home, and give this to your parents to show. They're not arresting people. It's a school worksheet. Like, shut up, Jones.
All of that.
It's just meant to to tell people little known ways that how they waste energy. It's nobody's being arrested right now.
That violates their carbon footprint credit allotment.
Check it out, check it out. And that's where we come in. We're the carbon cops and we're on the lookout for energy wasters.
Our job is to get all Australian households to cut their carbon emissions.
The thing is, Jones, they're not real cops. It's a TV show about telling people how they can save energy. Shut up.
So Carbon Cops is a program that looked at energy use in a domestic sense. We went into people's houses and got them to reduce their energy use by 50%.
Sadly, the Boy Scouts of America have now contracted with the Department of Homeland Security and are now training more than 20,000 Boy Scouts in anti-terror urban warfare mount training. The federal grants are...
Yeah, that is kind of sus, but still, it's just... They're not actual cops.
Very specific. The Scouts are trained to carry out seek and destroy missions against disgruntled veterans.
Oh, God. Oh, this is horrible, actually. Chasing down illegal border crossers, as well as more dangerous situations that include facing down terrorists and taking out active shooters like those who bring gunfire and death to college campuses. In a simulation, 10 minutes into errant mayhem in this town near the Mexican border, and the gunman, a disgruntled Iraq war veteran, has already taken out 2 people. One slumped in his desk, other covered in blood on the... This is so... It's... Again, early 2000s America was so fucking weird with this whole anti-terror shit.
Of the U.S. Armed Forces.
Good evening, everyone. Homeland Security is enlisting some unlikely new recruits to fight terrorism and help with other emergencies. The Girl Scouts. Girl Scouts across the country and here in East Tennessee are now taking part.
9-year-old Elise Murphy has already earned a lot of
10
Girl
minutes
Scout
more
patches.
of this documentary that I can finally move on.
Every member of the 3.4
oh no, the Girl
million
Scouts are going to kill us all.
Is now being trained by the Federal Emergency Management Agency to aid and support.
What? U.S. Girl Scouts prepare for war. Pestilence. Oh God, the AFP? Is that the white supremacist newspaper? Yeah.
Support.
I I mean, I'm against teaching kids this shit. Like, that'll kind of screw them up a little bit. But they're not going to be actually shooting people. Come
Homeland
on.
Security in disaster and anti-terror operations.
One of the things that if you talk to our generals, they are desperate for is a civilian counterpart to our military forces.
Everybody somewhere between the ages of 18 and 25 will serve 3 months of basic training and understanding in a kind of civil defense.
So is this?
Well, I mean, Rom is like obsessed with like creating an American IDF where you're conscripted or something. So, I mean, go ahead, Jones. Criticize Rom all you want.
Compulsory then?
Well, you have to, in the sense, it's required of everybody, 18 to 25, 3 months, and at some point at that point you do it.
Creating citizen armies in one way is, you know, it's disgusting, because what you do is you get young kids and you can mold their minds easily, and we saw them chanting and crying, and they'll follow any leader, whether it's in a black shirt, a brown shirt, a red shirt, whatever the shirt might be.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, oh wait, no, let me see. Oh, I don't have my test thing up yet.
Another branch of Homeland Security.
You know, actually, I will open that. Let's reopen. Oh, no. History. There we go. I got some new follower alerts going on.
And pussy too.
Oh, no, that's my old one. I got
And
this
I'm
one.
an NYU film school graduate, sucker.
Brand new shirt, fresh out of the package.
Corporation for National and Community Service is setting up literally hundreds of other private uniformed youth groups. The White House has introduced legislation to establish forced national service for all Americans between the ages of 16 and 64. In 2008, the North American Military Governorship, known as NORTHCOM, announced that they had deployed 4,000 regular Army troops inside the United States to deal with civil unrest because they knew that their offshore masters were about to rob the United States blind. In 2009,
Like, Jones cannot ever admit that anything bad ever originates from America. It's just, come on, dude.
Pentagon requested funding from
the call is coming from inside the House.
Congress to deploy 379,000 military personnel in thousands of communities across the United States. And now, legislation has been introduced in Congress to expand a system of FEMA concentration camps across the United States under the National Emergency Centers Act, H.R. 645. The Republic is hanging by a thread. The last vestiges of our free system of government are being swept away.
You know, you got time to watch baseball. You got
Alex,
time to watch football. You got time to entertain yourself. But I think a knowledgeable public we're losing, and we've got to get people back on track to paying attention, because if you don't pay attention to your government and what they're doing, you're going to pay some dire consequences for it.
Unless we become active and become influential in the power centers of society, there's nothing we can do about it. Just knowing about it is not enough. And as long as we are given at election time an option between the Republican candidate or a Democrat candidate, both of whom have been selected by members of the Council on Foreign Relations and both of whom have the same general policies, that's not going to change anything either. So the real issue is, so what?
I disagree on the Council on Foreign Relations part, but your idea on electoralism is all right.
We've got to recapture control of the power centers of society.
Actually, I want to see what books he has on his bookshelf.
People have a decision to make. Our nation has been seized in the jaws of a global corporate takeover. The Republic is passing into history. We're losing our freedoms. And it's up to every man, woman, and child in the United States to decide whether we're going to be fooled by the slick propaganda of the social engineers, or whether we're going to restore the Republic.
The values expressed by our founding fathers and the Declaration of Independence and other documents are very important to these times, and it's now our chance to manifest those documents.
Now is the time for all
We gotta manifest the documents.
good men to come to the aid of their country.
The good thing we know about Andrea Ziarno, so we can manifest those documents.
Because the country is being stolen from us in broad daylight. Not only stolen metaphorically, but financially as well. The numbers don't lie.
The American people, having been educated as to the truth, then have to rise up and demand and get a government that starts serving them. We need a change, and it isn't going to come from Democrats and Republicans. It has to come from the American people.
Dissension is the greatest form of patriotism, and I believe that, because
This is why Alex Jones and Jesse Ventura are not friends anymore.
if you don't hold your elected officials' feet to the fire and pay attention, you are going to get bad government. So it's imperative for all of us. It's our job as citizens of this great country to pay attention.
This is our last chance to not relive history. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. America is a prize coveted by the despotic megacorporations that now dominate our planet.
Yeah.
If their world government is truly to rise, free.
Oh no, spoopy, scary skeletons! No! Doot, motherfucker.
And the republic for which it stands must fall. Now is the time for all good men and women to come to the aid of their country. One of the greatest events in history is taking place before our very eyes. For many generations into the future, our progeny will look back on this time as either a place where humanity rose to the challenge and made a stand against the forces of darkness, or as a time when the planet fell into the grip of a merciless high-tech tyranny.
They're gonna add the tyranny ring over the earth, and it's gonna turn a sickly color of gray and yellow. We must prevent this.
In Part 2 of Fall of the Republic, you will learn the elite's master plan for humanity.
I don't think there was ever a part 2. Again, he keeps like getting ahead of himself and saying, I'm gonna make a sequel to this.
But more importantly, you will learn how to stop that plan, reverse the criminal tide, and reignite the flame of liberty.
Yeah, of course he's like offering up solutions, so of course he never actually made that documentary.
On the long march to man's ultimate destiny.
The oneness. Okay, let's see if Fall of the Republic Part 2 actually exists. Of the Republic Part 2. Oh, did we find it?
Peace and a better life.
Oh, 10 minutes long?
They said in their own writings
this guy
from
talking?
the earliest times to the present, for the next few hundred years.
Yeah, it's just all the most boring parts of that documentary condensed into 10 minutes, so we're not going to watch that. We're just going to downvote it. Okay, anyway. That was shit. I hated it. Now let's look at Parler. Let me change my stream title. What should it be? Angry Bald Man. Because we're gonna watch Soft Spoken Shaman's new video, which I think he's going to make his own cryptocurrency now from the title, from what I'm just guessing. Let's see, Parler, free speech, social network. Many have previously seen this bath video. I will not repost it to avoid violation of Twitter rules. There are thousands of videos of pedophile crimes committed by powerful people. I'm not gonna... Actually, it's not a video, it's just a screenshot of a video. Chief Justice John Roberts must resign immediately. The storm is coming. So literally, they're like eating themselves now. They're accusing everyone... that like steps out of line with Trump now of being a pedophile. Cappy's last upload. Dead man switch. Oh, there's more of the Trump bobbleheads. Look at this fucking thing. Made in China. Ships from USA only. Now that is funny. Collectible? Lol, the best use for these is to give it to your liberal friends and watch their heads explode. No, I think the most common reaction they'll have is like, why are you giving this to me? Like, I don't need it. Do you have the receipt? This has to be the most cheesy made in China bobblehead. And the way that fat lard ass is behaving these days, the bobblehead will make more sense than the asshole does. Blocked. Not a way to treat the greatest man who ever lived / became president. I will hope that you will someday repent, and you will then cry and beg him for forgiveness on the altar of God, which you will be sacrificed on for the holy bloodletting. I prefer my president to not be Putin dick-sucking trash. Can the libs with the homophobia. I would buy a Charlie Manson bobblehead made in China before I would buy this garbage if it were made in Texas and they were free. The neck doesn't look like a... This guy's Trump's nussy. The neck doesn't look like a pussy. You can't even fuck that neck. But you can fuck my flappy puss neck. Any true Proud Boy MAGA freedom patriots QAnon dogs want to take this nussy for a ride? Don't be fooled. Trump is our president. You can show support for him by supporting these t-shirts. Unite for 45. Let's see. Welcome to Unite for 45. Here at Unite for 45, we are all about showing our support for the greatest president in U.S. history. You know, better... I just love how they say that. You know, I mean, no Lincoln with the freeing the slaves part. Well, I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword with Lincoln. He was also very racist, but I mean, freeing slaves it puts him above Trump easily. We care about liberty, justice, and freedom like real patriots, and we are on a mission to help stop the people preventing those very things. Our goal is to make sure everyone that voted for our great president's voice is heard. We started with our Stop the Steal collection so they can't hide our true support for the president. Help us reach our goal of getting every Trump voter a Stop the Steal shirt and show your support for the greatest president in U.S. history. Can't trump this. America. About us. Here at Unite for 45, we are all about showing the support for the greatest president in U.S. history. Blah, blah, blah. Same thing they just said. Let's contact us. $20% off at checkout with code TrumpStrong. Okay, that's just t-shirts. You're really reaching there. Do you know where you are? What? Whatever, CIA agent. Go put me in FEMA camp. Because you are upset, perhaps? Ha. Proud conservative voted for your comment. Alright. Let's find one more thing to comment on. Buck Sexton. Main areas to occupy. Patriot safe zones. Freedom Plaza. Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest. Blah, blah, blah. Stay in groups. Do not stray too far outside the red zones above without your groups. Counter-protesters will likely be out all night in the streets above Lafayette Square. Really good idea to just publicly post where you're planning to base yourselves out of. Definitely great with our OPSEC. Ask your senators and representatives to vote for Trump electors on January 6th. That's literally trying to steal the election, my friend. What is votervoice.net? I got InfoWars. This guy witnessed Antifa and BLM being bussed in for the Trump rally with police escort. He has video to prove it. Let's see. Oh, this video has been removed by the uploader. It's almost like he probably misidentified Proud Boys as Antifa. If you think I'm a piece of human scum, like and share this picture. Like, so many conservative memes are just like, I hate this guy. Like and share if you agree, and if you don't, you love him. You want to kiss him and have his babies. I just don't get that this is empty space. This is where all the people live. This is empty space. Democrats want to take away your guns, police, private health insurance. Good. Hard-earned money. Plastic they're still on the plastic straws thing. Ah. Thanksgiving and Christmas and birthdays and cake and yummy pizza and chocolate. They're gonna ban all of this. Hamburgers. Oh, you forgot hamburgers, man. Are you seeing a pattern yet? No, I'm not. I have to reply to Jim Jordan now. Coming up on Lou Dobbs. Tune into Fox Business. Forgot hamburgers. Or hamburgers. Misspelling matters. WWG1 WGA. We will have a civil war first, I suspect. Americans will not sit quietly as the radical cheating Dems try to destroy our country. What? Time to purge the Democratic Nazi Slavery Party. And if you Republicans don't get behind Donald Trump in the fight with him over this voter fraud, we will lose everything on that list because you Republicans, and we'll have to fight in the streets to get it back. I will die before they... for my cold, dead hands, they will take my plastic straws. What about asshole, jerk, liar, traitor, snake? Wouldn't that be hilarious if conservatives started using their own terms? Baha, I mean, why not? They're disgusting and out of touch with America. Wake up, America, they're coming to your city and state. Let's see. Leftists suck. That's Democrats for you. Crazy. Okay, let's open up Yepper's brother Jim. They're not very neighborly. Hope your mother, father, son, and daughter are doing fine. Is wife and husband allowed? Amen. And whoa, man, hallelujah. Just a lady living in the wilderness doing the best she can. A Trump Republican all the way. I would rather be red than dead in the head. Jesus have mercy. Business owner, wife, mama, grandma, grandma. Whatever you do, don't play Sister Christians. What? I get so damn sick of the left lying to me about everything. Sure, Bill Mitchell. Where's my diarrhea check? I have been with Donald for 18 years, and I've been aware of his love for this country since we first met. He never had a hidden agenda when it comes to his patriotism, because like me, he loves this country so much. My I don't have a hidden agenda t-shirt is raising questions already answered by the shirt. Over the past week, 5 Republican lawmakers have suddenly died. Survival before its news. How weird. 40 years of research and no AIDS vaccine. 100 years of research and no cancer vaccine. Because, well, cancer is not a virus. We can't cure a cold because it's thousands of diseases. But we done cured an illness in just under a year, so deadly it shut down the entire world. Yes, it's been 40 years of research and no AIDS vaccine because it mutates so quickly. And cancer is not a virus. We can't. Yes. Trafficking with minors, pedophilia, child prostitution, electoral fraud, massive corruption, assassin lies, cheats, abuses, murky businesses, collusions with foreign powers for illicit enrichments, abuse of power, left-wing infiltration at federal and state level in the security and justice areas, discredit of the police with false accusations. You mean the videos of them murdering people? Those false accusations? Corruption, violence, and terrorism. Media control in order to hide the truth and deceive the American people and the world. Destruction, social hatred, anti-patriotic feelings, loss of national values. What other horrifying and macabre surprises are the Democrats holding for us through these evil, wicked Clinton, Hillary, Obama, Pelosi, Schumer, pedo ship, Biden, Harris, Soros, and other political foes surprises that will be shushed and hidden to U.S. and other world citizens by CNN, Facebook, Twitter. We the people must survive and win with great President Trump. If you are not ready to kill communists after this, you are a brain-dead imbecile.
My name is Catherine Austin Fitz. I'm the publisher.
Oh, it's 48 minutes long. I'm not watching this. Well, you know, let's have Gerald retweet this for later. They're still mad about the communism will win guy like he wrote communism will win in his hat. We're so angry. Just his face is so bad. Oh my god. We are fighting pure evil. Stay with me. He has the worst skin on earth. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Democrats are banning gendered pronouns from House rules. Ban words. Father, mother, son, daughter, brother, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, replacements, parent, child, sibling, parent-in-law, sibling-in-law, child. Who gives a shit? This is out of control. Can we get an amen? Who gives a shit? Those things don't stop existing just because you use a more inclusive word for them. I love how they use Jack, the Twitter guy. These are obviously Photoshop, dude. Look at this. What the fuck? Osama bin Laden wearing a Star of David, standing next to Hillary Clinton wearing a Star of David. This is this is so obviously Photoshopped, and obviously hinting at some sort of anti-Semitism. Oh god, what is this? Plot thickens, folks. Jeff Epstein Island, Pedo Island. The FBI has multiple skeletons found in water around island. The island is in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It used to be a military submarine base, but still has a submarine base under it. Madame Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's boss, tied to the royal family of Britain and France. She owns a submarine company and is based in U.S. Virgin Islands. There is another private island a short distance away in clear view with one another. This island also has a submarine base and has a new $500 million communication center in it. Do you want to know who owns this private island and is who next to that is next to Epstein's? And it has Maxwell's sub sitting in it, Joe Biden. Please prove this. I don't know why I mean, obviously not. Joe Biden doesn't own an island. There's not a submarine base on Epstein's island or anything. This makes sense. Lin is exposing the satanic cabal. He is bringing the whole disease-corrupt temple down on their heads. This is not a drill. May God be with you and your family, Lin. I am praying for your safety, and for you and your family. Please stay safe. If you have real info, expose it, no matter who's at risk. Cruz, Google is the most dangerous company on the face of the planet. Because they ban conservatives for saying racist shit. Oh god, what are they talking about? Music industry, the gate to hell. Justin Bieber speaks out about pedophilia and abuse in Hollywood. We the people have had enough. Okay, let's see what's on Clapper now.
Quick update, everyone, on what I've heard so far. In Georgia, they found machine-printed ballots. They have proof now that there were ballots that were printed by a machine. Not just printed, like the person was chosen by a machine. The little circle was filled in by a machine. Not only that, among the shredded documents that they tried to get rid of, they found a receipt from China for the shipping of these ballots.
They have just the most cartoonish idea of how, like, people steal an election. So they print the ballots in China, and they ship them over on a boat to Maine. There's word that they sent ballots in from North Korea. Like, you know, their printers exist to the United States. This whole, they had to ship ballots in from China shit is just ridiculous. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Trump, I don't need to show you my ID because I've not committed any crimes.
Come with me on this.
For the people that.
Come with me on this Twitter thread. What's something?
For the people that love.
I thought I would dispense with some of these politically motivated videos for just one here. I found this young lady a day or so ago. She goes by the name of Right Side of Batty.
There's no of in that. It's right side Batty, not right side of Batty.
And I would highly encourage any of you to go check her out. It amazes me. You know, we think sometimes that the younger generation, you know, that they're all left and they're all progressive, et cetera, but it's not the case. I mean, my kids are in their 30s, early 30s, and thank God they're as conservative as they come. I don't know the age of this young lady, but I suspect she's younger than that, and it's a really nice thing to see. And so I wanted to do.
These people just are like, they're so obsessed with like, if your politics are left of me, then you're a horrible failure at life, and the earth is doomed if you believe things other than me, than what I believe. So it's good to see a young person with stupid beliefs like mine
do a video on one of her posts, but the volumes get so crazy it just sounds like white noise between her and me talking at the same time, and I can't turn her volume down, so I just had to do it this way. But anyway, she's at Right Side of Batty. Everybody go.
Again, he doesn't know it. These guys just don't. Are you dyslexic like Scott?
Check her out. I think you would enjoy. She's whiz bang with those videos, and she does a really good.
I gotta give it a break every once in a while. But I'll be back with a beer.
And it's nice to see that younger age. It gives us all hope for the country, because we need these young people. We need these young men and women to step into the light of conservatism and carry that torch on. You know, so good job, Miss, and keep up the good work. Thanks.
Hey everybody, it's Mario from Lisa's Farmhouse. We just hit 6,000 followers, and wanted to thank everybody for watching our content and maybe laughing, smiling, making your day better, or maybe even having a little tear in your eye. But it's a little cold here at 5:30 in the morning in South Carolina, and
at some point after the election, I was like, I just want there to be free and fair elections. I still do want that, but now I don't believe that a lot of people on the left actually want that. And so,
it's like literally they're just being they're just really ramping up into this whole like, we should not have a democracy anymore until we kill all the left-wing people in the country, and then we can have a free and fair election when all the people that disagree with me are dead.
I'm getting nervous. Because I think that we have splintered. 2020 has splintered us into two kind of coexisting separate societies. One of them wants to have, their feelings getting taken care of, and one of us, me, the people that I belong to, we want freedom, and freedom looks like.
Like they just do not understand how left people operate. Like, This whole thing is not about feelings. It's about people fucking starving and being murdered and shit. Like, oh, it's gonna be interesting. I want to see how this January 6th thing happens, because you got like two factions now. You got the Linwood, Mike Pence is a traitor. We need to stop him. If Trump doesn't stop the steal on January 6th, we need to take down Pence. And then you just have the weird MAGA people that just want to show up there and hold the flag for a couple of hours. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes down.
In a lot of different ways. Freedom could be, freedom to wear a mask. That's fine.
Oh, there hasn't been any, like, big activities. We occasionally have the Trump, like, flag caravans. They're still doing that, but it's just them coping right now. They're like, why won't anyone do anything? We gotta need to drive down the highway and block up traffic for another time to keep the spirits high. It's so clear that they're just running out of morale, and it just still hasn't dawned on them yet.
But I don't want to have to, go along with your fairy tale of, wearing a mask and coronavirus is so deadly, because that's really what it is. It's not really the whole thing about wearing a mask. It's that you believe that coronavirus is so deadly. You're not reading the data that's 99.9% survival rate. You're not seeing that, everybody is surviving this thing. Yeah,
it's like they're a hell of a lot louder than they are actually motivated to do things. So I'm mostly anticipating just a whole fizzle out, and then they'll be like, okay, we spent all our energy on this one rally on January 6th. And now everyone's just completely lost all their motivation to continue on, and they'll take all that anger and resentment and turn it into a turnout for the next primaries, and it's gonna fuck the Senate up probably. But yeah, that tends to be what they do. Yeah, I would say, like. He'll make a big stink about it, like, I'm not gonna leave, blah, 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 and then when the time comes, he'll just be like, okay.
I saw an article the other day, a 102-year-old grandma survived this. Now, it's not everybody, right? A lot of the people who died from coronavirus are old folks. However, I don't like people who live in fear. And that's really what it is. It's people who live in fear, and it's people who don't live in fear. So, I'm very nervous about this country. I think that January 6th is going to be a pivotal date.
Well, I think, I don't know, Biden takes office January 20th. I don't know if it's a few days before where he has to start packing up or something, but I think he'll take it down right to the last minute and then just be like, okay, fine.
It's going to be a very pivotal date. I think something's going to happen, and I think a lot more people are going to start waking up, or a lot more people are going to get ingrained in their own thinking. At some point...
All right, if you...
This is there.
Okay, I was just listening to the audio of the Trump Georgia ballot thing.
Oh, finally got a conservative addressing this. Him just yelling at the Georgia politician. Why won't you let me cheat?
While I was sitting there listening to that, I can understand exactly what's going on there. Trump wants this guy to stop hiding the results and start working in a legal manner to get the result.
Except he's not hiding any results. Trump is just asking this guy to cheat for him. Like, come on.
And you can tell that these guys don't care. They don't care at all. But then you think about this. This is the biggest thing. He then takes this audio and gives it to the Washington Post. That shows you his intentions right there.
To show that Trump is obviously trying to bully politicians into helping him cheat in the election that's already over.
So how would you even think that this guy is telling the truth when he's willing to take a private phone call and give it to the fake news so that they can destroy Trump? It's a setup.
It was literally a phone call between Trump and this other guy. We can make up our minds what actually happened because we have the full context of that conversation. It is 100% Trump trying to bully a politician into stealing the election for him, and he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that because you're no."
Please tell me that anybody that's lived on this earth long enough knows a setup when they see one. This This is...
Trump was the one that made the call. It's not a setup. You don't set yourself up.
what they call the deep state. And all of these people are jockeying for position in that deep state. And the person that can get over on Trump the most, they feel like they can get in the good graces of this deep state. See all these media people? They're all fucking drones. They're drones trying to get jockey and keep their position, because the truth is they don't give a shit about me and you. They don't care about nobody but themselves.
Yeah, but that recording was real. That was...
Most of the people in this country are waiting for us, the true patriots, to take this country back over. I'm ready. I'm ready.
See, this is the type of guy, they talk big, but this guy is not going to do shit. He's not going to do anything. He's just going to get mad. And he's going to make more videos. That's all these people do.
Trump, give us orders. Give me orders. I'll do it.
He's not going to give you orders because he's like...
Because all I need is a okay, because I'm done with this.
Yeah, just tell me to do so, and I want the president to tell me to kill people before I do it.
I don't believe a word. I don't care if they came out with a video of Trump fucking a football. I wouldn't give a shit right now.
Football! Well, I mean, obviously, yeah, him fucking a football wouldn't matter for anything. It would be hilarious. But you're kind of doing the equivalent of, like, yeah, I'll hear a recording of Trump trying to bully a politician into, like, cheating for him, and I won't give a shit.
Because you know why? Because their fake ass bullshit has gone too far. This guy's supposed to be a Republican, and then he turns on a Republican? Come on. Come on, man. You don't see a setup? It's ridiculous. They don't change my thoughts at all. I don't know about you, but they don't change my thoughts at all.
Of course it doesn't.
Of course Trump wants to get the votes. Of course. They cheated. They cheated. It was obvious. There's so much evidence.
None of it ended up being true.
Okay.
And welcome back.
Hey, Clever.
What is something?
So,
Amen, a
public
woman?
service announcement. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about this, but I haven't, and I just found it because my Patriot sister sent it to me in Messenger. So apparently, a pastor opened and then closed the beginning of Congress with amen and a woman.
Who gives a shit?
So you may think that this isn't a big deal, but let me break.
It's not a big deal. It's literally, oh, so this one pastor said a woman.
Break it down for you if you don't follow the Christian faith, the religion that our country is founded upon.
It's literally not, though.
Largest population of religion in our country. Amen means so be it, right?
Oh god, just Fox News, like they're not playing Trump's game anymore, so they're onto this like dumb culture war bullshit that totally doesn't make. Oh, she's reading Fox News. I gotta yell at her now.
Well, you may think that that's a good thing.
More Fox News BS. Stop reading it. Why are you still reading it? I can't even deal. I love watching your post. Been better off just ending the prayer with so be it. I swear they just keep getting dumber and dumber. I mean, yeah, she's right about amen meaning so be it. And it's kind of dumb to say it's just a stupid story all around for everybody. There's no reason to even care about this whatsoever.
But it's not. Because when you put the letter A in front of something, we use it in the medical field, it means...
Oh, no. Is she a nurse, too? What the fuck is with this? Why are there so many nurses that are just out of their minds like this?
Not. So, or opposite of. So if you hear asymmetric, it means it's not symmetric.
What the fuck are you talking about? So if what you're saying is... okay, first, the pastor is thinking amen means a man, and the equivalent of that would be a woman. So is he just... so if by your logic about putting a in front of something cancels it out and says the opposite, wouldn't the opposite of a woman be a man? So what are you mad about?
Seriously. So not only did they totally fuck that politically correct statement up...
Why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care?
They disrespected the Christian religion, literally like it was nothing. And then they tried to throw female equality in there and ended up getting females are not.
Your logic makes no goddamn sense. No, get this lady out of the medical field, please. You should not be responsible for whether people live or die.
Thank you, NCP, for bringing this to my attention, because I wouldn't have known that this was happening if you didn't show me the video. So thank you for tagging me in that video. I appreciate that. And I wish that I had the time to actually look up the entire argument and the entire speech, but I can't do that because I'm working right now.
Then wait to make the video, man.
And luckily I'm working from home now, so I can make videos in between phone calls. So that's what I've been doing all day. But while I have somebody on hold, I just make a quick video or something like that. But
you're just leaving people on hold and making clever videos?
But yeah, the response to this, I agree with this guy.
Is that why I have to wait an hour just to get a 10-minute conversation out? Because they're all making clapper videos when they're leaving people on hold?
And what surprised me is that this is a Democrat. And he's saying that he is against the rules that they're trying to make that says that you can't use gendered language. But the thing that I want to bring to everyone's attention is...
Again, like, you can tell their morale's low because they're just finally giving up. A lot of them are giving up on the Stop the Steal stuff, and like, they want to change words, and it makes me uncomfortable for some reason.
Is if gender is a social construct and such a big problem, then...
See, the thing is, if it's a social construct, so you can use any... you can use any word to describe it as you want, and it's better to include everyone by using broader language. It doesn't... I don't care.
Two black SUVs,
Oh, this is that deleted video.
state vehicles, escorted 4 Antifa shuttle buses right here front center. There was actually 5 vehicles. There was 3 up front, 2 in the back. They escorted right here.
Oh, I can hear the Rage Against the Machine in the background again. Like, conservatives love Rage Against the Machine, but they don't realize they're very left-wing, and their lyrics are very left-wing. They do not listen to what the song is actually about.
We deployed them to the outer buses, and then the state troopers unloaded and took their positions. There's that guy. He had his lights on. They were coming. And then there's the ones up front, too. They escorted, and each one of those buses are labeled. The fuck? Go all paid charter bus.
Did he just go, fuck this? I don't see anybody in those buses.
Look at that.
Like, this is what these guys do. They come here just to cheer on the cops. Like, I don't see anybody in that video.
Wow.
Those were just buses parked on the side of the road. I haven't seen a person in that phone video yet.
Damn Antifa here. They escorted them here. You got to be light flashing. You got to be effing kidding me. Light flashing. Are you guys watching this? You guys share this video, please. You gotta be kidding me. On video. I watched it. Hell no.
Open up! It's the police! No. Why not? You guys are gonna yell at me.
All right, everyone, back in New Mexico. Ben Ray Lujan here. What's your...
Hang on. Okay, clappers, here we are. I'm Denver Airport.
What is that shirt?
Got back in here.
So, what's your name on Clappers?
Man, security... Coming through security is it's like these clowns don't even know what they're...
Put your mask on. You're in an airport. You're just being an idiot right now.
Anyway, my stuff went into the x-ray machine in one tray, came out in two. Really? Anyway, seeing some intel on BLM.
What? I've seen some intel on BLM. End of video.
Good morning, ignore the disaster. This is by far the greatest comment ever. If you wear a mask or you are asymptomatic or you're worried about this Rona, this is perfect. I am an N95 mask wearing Republican, as I have all the pre-existing conditions. I protect myself from you and do not expect you to mask up.
Well, this guy's just an idiot.
All right, so Liberty's daughter says black.
One thing I've been noticing on new construction is the contractors aren't painting the lintels above the windows and doors. Basically, a lintel is a piece of angle iron that holds a brick load above an opening. When they don't paint them, they're more susceptible to rust. The paint protects them from rust. So.
See, this video I'm fine with. He's just giving people painting tips.
Some exterior paint or some higher quality outdoor paint will protect these from rusting, and when these rust, they'll gradually move and deteriorate, and when that happens, you'll see the step cracking above a window, and it will step in the mortar joints or sometimes go through a brick. But it's important to keep them painted and to keep rust off of them. You don't want any movement above there or the lintel moving and causing any step cracks or cracks in the brick veneer. But
You ready?
Okay, people, question.
Are liberals that desperate? Look.
Team leaks President Trump.
Oh my God.
Raffensperger team leaks President Trump's Saturday call to fake news WAPO. Tells you everything about the dirty Georgia leak. Literally, they just cannot realize that they've been caught. Trump has been caught red-handed trying to bully a politician and cheating for him, and they're like, oh, they're so desperate. They have clear evidence of that shows that he is obviously trying to cheat, and they expect us to believe it.
Post tells you everything about the
liberals. You shall do not anything anymore, because everything that you do will turn back on you. In 2 days, 2 days.
Nobody knows who that is, and of course
the karma will.
She's like a Swedish Trump supporter, so she's not even. She's mad about this Stop the Steal stuff from Stavcenter Trondeland.
Knock on your door. Look what liberals are capable of doing.
But it's only the.
This is so corrupted, fucking corrupted.
Wow.
Oh my God, they're so pissed that they got. Not to say I'm not surprised. Like, these people are immune to any sort of information that goes against anything that contradicts what they're saying.
That left is honest as shit, because I know that if you really want to know the truth about something, right, you would only put the edited version. You wouldn't put the full version. God forbid you do something like that. You might actually find out who the freaking lying pieces of shit are, right? That would be you
Cope.
Idiots.
Stop whatever you're doing and listen to this important message. $600 stimulus checks are hitting the bank accounts of many Americans this week. Now, if you don't absolutely need to spend that money on food or rent or any necessities, you should be saving it. Put it into a compounding interest savings account at 1.
Oh yeah, I made with my money in my bank, I made like $4 in interest off multiple times higher than $600. Yes, I'm going to be rich because I'm gonna make $5 every 4 months. Mr. Financial Genius here.
0.37%, and by the age of 65, you will have $1.2 million.
Shut the fuck up. You don't understand what you're talking about.
Or you can do what I did and buy some Jordans. They won't be worth that much, but you could die tomorrow, so fuck it.
I mean, honestly, investing in Jordans is probably a better idea than putting it in a bank account right now. You're probably going to get a higher return on your investment with how low the interest rates are for bank accounts right now.
Okay. I feel yucky about this. In Assange case, British judges reject U.S. government's extradition request. So now he's stuck. Can anything else be done? This is the one thing that really bothered me.
I don't think she understands what that means. It means they're not going to charge Julian Assange in the United States for espionage. Like, I thought this is what you guys wanted. Like,
that Trump did. I think he's a hero. I think that
you just completely did not understand the story. Like, this is good for whistleblowers. They're not going to extradite him into the. They're not going to extradite him to the United States. There, that's good.
should have been taken care of a while back. And I don't think it was right for President Trump to ask for him to leak emails and crap in exchange for his pardon. I think it should have been taken care of, and I think now they're using it right now to get back at Trump. I think he should have taken care of this a long time ago, and now I'm worried about him. We really need people like him.
Yeah, but he said, I swear they just read headlines. They think it doesn't matter what's in the body of the article. They just make assumptions based on.
All right, so there's been a lot of.
If you wanna get with me. Well, I just watched breaking news on BBC News in the UK. Boris Johnson just announced full nation lockdown to the end of February, possibly to Easter. 1 hour a day for exercise. You only go to like stores to get your food. Schools, everything shut down. Everything completely in the UK. Yep. Tyranny. Trump.
Take a listen to this.
Trump.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I regret that we are joined here under these grim circumstances. However, your attendance here today means something, and it shows something. It shows just how important of a figure Rita Prasad continues to be. On behalf of Chaya CDC, I stand before you all today with a very specific call to action, and that is to have the perpetrator behind Rita Prasad's death held accountable.
This video, for real, basically sums it up, and I am so grateful for real news.
Republican senators have remained silent during the last 2 months, except for when they override his veto, like they did today on the National Defense Authorization Act.
Hey, you don't want to be overriding veto. You don't override veto. No, that's anti-Italian discrimination.
Thirds of the senators voting, a quorum being present, having voted in the affirmative, the bill on reconsideration is passed. The objections of the President of the United States to the contrary notwithstanding.
It's a serious responsibility, but it's also a tremendous opportunity to direct our national security priorities to reflect the resolve of the American people and the evolving threats to their safety at home and abroad.
A party that no longer follows its president, leaders who don't lead, judges who don't judge, and writers who don't get arrested. What we're witnessing now is a level of public discontent that this nation has not seen since the 1960s, particularly among the 80 million people who voted for Donald Trump. The cumulative effect of the last 2 months of election news among Republican voters is extraordinary. The GOP, with its blunders and its cowardice, has managed to call into question the very legitimacy of the entire political system. Just yesterday, at a Georgia State Senate
This is like, they've just gone full like North Korean style news at this point. Like, it's almost indistinguishable.
Judiciary meeting, a witness hacked one of the state's voting machines through the internet during his testimony, right there. President Trump has decided that if Congress won't listen to any of the evidence of election fraud, then he'll just bring the evidence to Congress on January 6th.
Did they just Photoshop a Trump tweet?
Where it can't be ignored. Our ruling class is now preparing to receive a flood of angry Trump voters who will once again come to the Capitol on January 6th to protest at the Stop the
They got the emoji with the peace sign. Stop the steal. Come on, we need like some minion signs and
Steal
stuff.
rally. This time, Republican voters, they're just not interested in eating up what the GOP is serving. But this goes beyond the president. There's a cultural civil war looming in America today that will not be stopped, regardless of who sits in the White House. The individual rights and liberties that average Americans enjoy now seem to be stripped from them without recourse. We now have 2 tiers of justice and punishment in America, one for Republicans and one for Democrats. If you don't believe that, just ask Roger Stone.
Is all you need.
Yeah, if you don't believe that, just ask this known liar that his entire career is based on making shit up and supporting corrupt politicians. If you don't believe me, listen to Roger Stone.
Yeah. This video.
This is absolutely Florida man activity right here.
What do we do with Pedo Joe? What do we do with the drunken Nancy? What do we do with the turtle Mitch? Charged with fucking treason. Sniffs and gropes lit.
Oh, is he getting onto the sea shanty TikTok craze with the conservative
Little
shit?
girl, she shits on the Constitution. He sells us.
That doesn't rhyme. He shits on the Constitution.
Out for the dollar, charged with fucking treason. Put him in Gitmo till the hanging. Put him in Gitmo till the hanging. Put him in Gitmo till the hanging. Charged with fucking treason. What do we do with Pedo Joe?
All right, Clapper. Here's to all my patriots
let's see
going
what Scott's
to
up to.
DC. Let me save you a lawyer and about $12,000. Okay, are you ready? Now, they're telling you in the District of Columbia, straight up, here's word for word. Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser has called out the National Guard for pro-Trump Stop the Steal rallies scheduled to take place in the nation's capital Tuesday and Wednesday. D.C.'s acting chief of police, Robert Conchi III, warned protesters that the city's strict gun laws will be enforced. But watch, as it is against the law in D.C. to exercise one's Second Amendment rights while simultaneously exercising one's First Amendment rights. Conti ordered posters put up to the protest areas reminding...
If you're bringing guns down to DC, I don't think your intentions are to be peaceful. It's obvious why they would do
of
this.
the city's carry prohibition. Okay, now understand this correctly. You can do one or the other, but not two at the same time. So if you're with a friend, he can carry. He's just saying, I'm going from Burger King to my car.
Scott, I don't think that's how that works. You're not allowed to open carry guns in DC.
If he has a carry permit, and he can carry. He just can't exercise his right to free speech while he's carrying a gun. All right? And when you get to court, that's what's going to save your ass.
No, it's not, Scott. You're going to get people arrested. He's just laughing. He's like, I'm a genius.
Trump also called out the National Guard in D.C. for the Floyd riots, May 30th. So he's urging Washingtonians and the people in the surrounding area to stay away from D.C. during the rallies. That's right, we need all the room we can get, buddy. Rumors have been spreading that he's shutting down hotels and businesses and rallies, but that's not true. They said the hotel in Harrington decided to close for the rallies after getting pressure for allowing the Proud Boys to congregate there. Indoor dining in D.C. is closed due to COVID lockdown. Street parking will be greatly restricted in the protest areas. So just ride that bike in from 50 miles out.
Yes, go on a 50-mile bike ride, Scott.
The National Guard will not be armed. They will not engage in domestic surveillance, seizures, or seizures of U.S. person. They're just reportedly being called out to help with traffic and crowd control in support of law enforcement. There you go. There you go. Here's the thing. Under federal law, it's illegal to possess firearms on the U.S. Capitol grounds. Okay? That's U.S.
Which is where that rally is.
Capitol grounds, not the District of Columbia. And the National Park Service's Freedom... All right, clap.
You missed out on that last line. It is illegal to open carry in Washington, D.C.
So has everyone seen the video of Congress today where they decided to end prayer in a man and a woman? This one?
Man.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So as us free thinkers know the truth, we wish our college-educated friends would have used their college education abilities to do their own research and understand that this fist back here that they so proudly wave is no different than this fist right here, which is the symbol of absolute oppression and
You fucking idiot. It's the main symbol for resistance.
genocide. This symbol right here is the most evil symbol throughout all of history.
Are you sure about that, mister? There's not a one that's so associated with evil that it's actually been banned to fly it in several countries. You know, not that one. Not that symbol that I'm describing.
The only other symbol that comes close in comparison to as evil as this symbol is the pedophile symbol.
I was thinking, like, okay, now he's gonna say swastika. So now he's going the spiral A in the NAMBLA symbol. So anyone that uses a triangle-shaped spiral is now a pedophile.
The symbol back here represents the murder of over 65 million people and the intentional starvation of over 40 million more. That's over 100 million murders in the past 100 years.
Really would hate to see people use the same logic to come up with how many people the United States has killed, because nobody's really writing the Black Book of America or anything.
That this symbol represents, the symbol that our Democrat friends wave so proudly because they don't truly understand what it means.
It means thousands of different things because it's been used by thousands of different groups to symbolize different things.
So to help combat this fist of oppression and evil, I have taken that fist and stabbed a knife through it. My slogan is no freedom, no peace. As free people, we stand united against the solidarity of evil and oppression. I will be adding this logo to my t-shirt store later. I'll put it on sweatshirts and t-shirts and some long sleeve shirts.
There's the grift.
This is my way of getting something out there to people that they can use as a way to inspire others to join the fight. So as a
JV
That's all you're doing. You're recording small children.
Stay away. JV.
That's all you're doing. You're recording small children.
Stay away. Stay away.
You want to fucking
Stay
threaten me
away.
and take my license
Stay
plate
away.
down? That's what the fuck you want
Call
to
the
do?
cops. That's assault.
Fuck you.
Ain't nobody touch you, bitch.
I didn't touch you. I swatted your phone out of your fucking
You
hand.
hit my hand. Right now. Call the
You're
cops.
a fucking pedophile.
Bye, Karen. Bye, Karen.
And I'm fucking suing
Bye,
you,
Karen.
you little bitch.
Bye, Karen. Take care of your daughter. Bye, Karen. Bye, Karen. Bye, Karen. Actually, we gotta get their license plate. You just assaulted me.
Nobody touched you. You want to fucking see assault?
Nobody touched you. I'm a UFC fighter. Come on.
Oh yeah, you're.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're a UFC fighter. You don't. You go to a UFC branded gym and you think you're a UFC fighter. Like, I want to see what is this altercation even about? It sounds like this guy was recording her kids or something.
Fat ass is a UFC fighter. I
JJVRC.
Okay, we're not gonna.
Sammy.
Now I know many people.
So I saw this picture floating around showing from 2012 to 2000.
What's that?
Hey people, I'm not good at this social media stuff. How to spread the word. Honestly, I was on TikTok and I left TikTok. I have a YouTube account. Because I made videos, YouTube banned me. So now I'm down to Clapper. I don't do Facebook or anything else. I have no other way to spread the word, much less the knowledge of it, because I'm not tech savvy. I don't go into all the different types of apps or platforms there are. So I'm asking you all to help spread the word about people being displaced and homeless because of what's going on. We want to make our country great again. We also need to discuss the homeless. Is this a taboo subject? We can talk about how we want to make it great, but we're not talking about how to support our homeless as well.
Okay, man. Okay. I have no problem with you trying to spread that word, but.
What's up?
Things that turn guys on. Ladies, listen up. Big teeth. Not buck teeth, but a big, bold smile is a huge turn on for a guy. When you're
Oh yeah, number one, big
submissive in bed. A sexy voice. That small drop in vocal range and that half devilish smile, like.
This guy's just doing like phrenology and shit. I like to have a slightly sloped nose bone and a circumference of the head of no more than.
Believe it or not, nose wrinkles. Whenever you smile and get those cute little wrinkles in your nose, like, oh my god. Being present. The fine art of paying attention cannot.
Guys like it when you're there. Being present.
Be overvalued on the kitchen table or under the sheets. Or under the sheets on the kitchen table. When a girl eats red cherries, like you guys just like use your tongue and like twist the oh my, just eat a
What are you talking
red
about?
cherry. This is a no-brainer. Confidence is key. Maintaining eye contact can be very seductive. Not gonna lie, freckles, that's where it's at. Tan lines are sexy. Don't try to cover them. I don't know what it is, but something about tan lines is so hot.
You're like turned on by like little weird things. You think this might just be exclusive to you, my friend?
Things that turn guys on.
What?
Things that...
Hey, Clapper. Is Donald Trump going to lower the boom on these tyrants? It appears that something is getting ready to go down. And I just hope that we, the people, aren't getting pooped on again. But it looks like to me that something big's getting ready to happen because there's too much stuff going on in the media. And I know a lot of people hate Donald Trump, but I think when this thing's all said and done, I think he'd probably be recognized as the greatest president that we've ever had.
He's done. What is he going to do between now and then that will change everyone's minds?
what a guy. I mean, just a guy that's absolutely tough as nails. So anyway, I just want to get your opinion, see what you thought. I mean, is it a hoax, or is Trump actually going to lower the boom on them? And if so, how long you think it's going to be?
Take a look at this
How you
video.
doing? That's her again.
We are treating each other like virus. That we are the virus.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's weird. Here, you can put it down there. And then, can I just toss you this?
This is wrong. Why don't we see that?
He's giving her a $20 tip in a plastic bag. He's being very courteous. This is not like what is wrong with you?
Why is only just few who see this?
Okay, I'll come and get this. I'll put this down here. And then you can keep the change. Okay,
What?
sounds great. Thank you.
This is the future that you don't want to talk.
Again, this person delivers food for a living. They're coming in contact with people all day. It's probably better to be a little extra careful with people that have to make contact with people for a job. This lady's so annoying.
Thank you.
Take a look at this
How you
video.
doing?
Let's see. Trondergoth 1. Oh, she's making a video about. Oh, never mind.
Hey, good morning, Clapper and Clappers.
Oh, Norway.
Oh, I wanted to say there's one piece missing here on Clapper. Just one tiny little detail. It's the possibility to go live. And
Let's see.
We're being brainwashed by social media and you don't even realize it. Social media absolutely controls this generation. The first thing you do when you wake up, last thing you do when you go to bed. They will do anything and everything in their power to get what they want. The most recent example being they wanted Trump out of office. So let's talk about it. There was
Another one of these reaction videos where she just nods at what people are saying. Like, this video is pointless. Don't care.
Just listen. This right here. This is a perfect example of how idiotic these progressives are. Just read it.
I guarantee this person is like 15, and they don't understand that if you boycotted all the bad companies, you wouldn't be able to buy anything. So it's
2021 Ally Challenge. If a
this person is just this person's politics is not fully developed. 2021 Ally Challenge. If a product, service, or company is built by either all men or all white people, you don't use your platform, social newsletters, blogs, etc. to champion it, promote it, or help it gain traction. What? Yes, even if it's a portfolio company or venture capitalists. Like, you shouldn't be promoting portfolio companies or venture capitalists either way. Like, they're
product, service, or company is built by either all men or all white people, you don't use your platform, social, newsletters, blogs, etc. to champion
Funny how he doesn't show how many likes and retweets this has. It probably has like 4.
promote it, or help it gain traction. Yes, even if it's a portfolio company. The irony is, this dumb bitch posts this on fucking Twitter, who is owned by a fucking white guy. Why can't you liberals see how...
It says either by... does Jack do all the work from Twitter? I don't think so. Like, dumb post, but he's missing the point of it too.
Stupid the shit that...
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
What?
Cringe video, ultra woke Democrat. Oh, it's a woman
What
thing.
is going on?
It's a hawk. Is it? A falcon.
Well, Camel Toe up here got sworn in to...
Yeah, but because she's not assuming the vice presidency in 2020, they all have to get sworn in as senators if they're still going to be operating as... She's still doing votes in the Senate. That doesn't mean she's not going to be vice president. These people are so dumb.
Yesterday. Maybe she just realized that VP was just way out of reach.
Or maybe you don't understand how the political system works.
Hi, thanks for choosing Starbucks. What can we get for you today?
Yes, could you make me a surprise celebration drink? I'm 6 months into remission today.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
Oh, there's more
Hello,
Scott.
America. I am Mike Pence, and I am here to tell you that I am counting the electoral votes as we speak. I threw Georgia out. I threw Pennsylvania out. I threw Arizona and Nevada out. Biden is now below 270. I threw Wisconsin out. Donald Trump is now the new president of the United States.
This is what conservatives actually believe.
Everybody put your hands together. Four more years. Can you believe how they cheated? Cheated. They rigged it to a Wi-Fi on a thermostat on the wall and they didn't think we would see it. They printed their own ballots. They bought their own machines. This is worse than when they started Las Vegas. And the corruption goes so deep. And they just have re-nominated Nancy Pelosi, the head communist of China. But we have 4 years to clean it up. And we're gonna fill Guantanamo now.
Guantanamo.
They're hurting. They're hurting bad. They don't know what to do. They took their grandstands down. They're pathetic. They thought they could hurt the USA with a virus. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We found out about it. Why did you all invest in hand sanitizers 8 years ago when Obama was here in the NIH? Because you're a bunch of communist traitors.
What? Why didn't you invest in hand sanitizer 8 years ago? What?
You're not going to pull it over on America. You're not going to put a pedophile in Georgia, Warncock. We warned you about...
Warncock.
Cock. We warned you. You want to throw urine on little boys? Go ahead and vote for them.
Warnock helped the investigation.
So you go out and you tell the world that the media will no longer be accepted as news. You
Like, they think the media is just all the news that they disagree with. Like, the media will no longer be accepted as news. Like,
go out and you tell the world that Donald Trump is still president. This is why nobody transitioned. This is why Biden didn't get the information from the Senate Intel on... This is why we took the benches down. This is why Trump's gonna be there.
Let's check my notifications and let's watch the new, yep, nothing new. Let's find the new soft-spoken shaman video. Soft-spoken shaman. F you money, the coin of the freedom realm.
For a while, and that's great. You're still a thoroughbred in my opinion. Ladies, gentlemen, happy, what day is it? Sunday. Happy Sunday.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
So, welcome if you're new to the Soft Spoken Shaman YouTube channel. If you're old hat, you're old hat. You've been here for a while, and that's great. You're still a thoroughbred, in my opinion. Our motto here is soft-spoken, loud actions. Because we all know actions speak louder than words. And quite frankly, usually actions yell, while words, they just kind of evanescently disappear into the void. So, soft-spoken.
There he is. He's been reading his thesaurus again.
Loud actions. That's the way it is. Today, popular demand, we're going to talk about FU money. FU money. First thing is this realm, this existence, getting the, not talking about spiritual stuff, talking about practical things. This reality, everybody on a day-to-day basis has to deal with problems. Problems that they know about when they go to bed that night and wake up the next morning, and problems that creep up.
I don't even call it money anymore. I call it fuel units.
On you. So I deduce from that this realm is about problem solving, about how to solve your fucking problems, because they will crop up. So basically, when we're born into this planet, there should be, once you crown and slide out the womb, the first thing you should be basically Mirandized as a baby with Murphy's Law.
What? What is he saying? He's like, as soon as you're crowning, then you need to have somebody read you the Miranda laws of success about Murphy's Law. Babies don't understand words.
If it can break, it will break. The only variable here is when. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. The only variable is when. Murphy's Law, I mean, if people really took Murphy's Law to heart, their lives would be so much different. They'd live life cautiously optimistic, cautiously pragmatic, cautiously gung-ho, and cautiously active, which is the true way to live. That's really the principle of parsimony, the principle of Occam's razor, as I talk about all the time.
That's not what Occam's razor is.
So, metaphorically, the Earth is kind of like a Rubik's Cube. And you come here, you're Mirandized with Murphy's Law in a perfect world, and you're charged with, hey, how do you get this cube where all one plane, one side of the cube is all one color for all 6 sides?
Is he on some time cube shit?
How do you do that? So, life is about problem solving. And problem solving means that there's a certain amount of logic and there's a certain amount of allowance for time. When you're solving problems, you know that things take time. At least men do, because we actually have to do things. For instance,
shut up.
When you're putting up a fence, let me see if you can see.
He's so proud of that fence that is not being properly set up.
Perhaps I'll show you what I've been doing today, although it's already done, but I'll show you real quick, just for example purposes. So, I'm all ready to go out right now, but beautiful day. It's about 70 degrees and sunny out here in Based, southeastern Arizona.
It's Based.
There's Mexico in the background. So, I've been fucking with this new side of my fence, and put this fence post up today. There's my auger. This thing's a fucking beast. And then this digging bar I got the other day. So I put this up and it's drying right now. To get down 2 feet, it took me 2 hours for this one post to get down.
You don't know how to do anything. I guarantee you the dirt is not that hard that it takes 2 hours to go 2 feet down. You liar. You fucking liar. You just don't know how to do anything.
2 feet. 2 hours. That's dedication. So, but hey, this is how we get things done. I'll also show you real quick while I'm out here. I've gotten done with the whole front side of my property, the fencing. So, and like I said, baby steps is kind of the motto around here. So I like to practice what I preach, and I like to show receipts, so to speak, show receipts that I can fucking cash with my ass.
What?
So, here we go. We're out front now. Let's see if you can see this.
I've got all my fencing for the front done. Absolutely based.
It still looks like it's just leaned up against the front of the old fence. Yeah. I mean, like, Arizona soil is really compacted, but it doesn't get super hard until you're at least further than 2 feet down. Like, the ground's not that hard.
Absolutely fucking based. And, over here in the corner...
Especially if you have a fucking auger. It should not have taken you 2 hours to do it if you have an auger.
At the end of that fence, there's a small concrete pad. It's going to be where a chicken coop's going to go. And there's going to be an attached run. So just wanted to show you guys, you know, that's how you do things out here.
I want to see him go up close to that fence, because I think he's just still leaning those pickets across the old fence that he has on his property.
So, FU money. So, you know, life's about troubleshooting and problem solving, and FU money allows you to accrue enough time and energy to step back and assess the cost-benefit analysis for everything. Because there is a cost-benefit analysis for everything. And, you know, when you're a barnyard animal slave, you got to go to your job every day, and you don't have enough to tell your boss, fuck you, if you ever want to, then you really can't do a cost-benefit analysis of anything, because you're always worried about, you know, if your punk boss is going to try to punk you at work and is going to try to fuck you over or whatnot. You always have to deal with this shit. So it's best not to have to deal with it in the first place. Now, everybody who talks about FU money, they're going to go on and on about, you know, get-rich-quick schemes. Well, the gentleman who wanted to remain anonymous, who donated for this video today.
So you're making people donate for you to make videos? So it is about a get-rich quick schemes. Like, you just gotta be like me and leech off a bunch of very vulnerable people that want to learn how to be a badass like me.
I told him, I don't have a get-rich-quick scheme for you, sir. I have a get-rich-slow or get-rich-moderately scheme for you. I'm not going to talk about it now.
Get rich moderately scheme. I mean, it is a scheme. It just won't be quick. I'm going to need you to make several payments to me over the course of several years before I slowly unveil my art to you.
I'll save it for if any of you want consultation.
I mean, it's a get rich quick scheme for me. It's just not so much for you.
On how to accrue and get FU money in a practical, actionable way. I've done it myself. I don't need to show receipts. I've already shown receipts.
What happened to I love to show receipts?
Past videos. I mean, come on, guys. Like, my thick fucking shit. Like, I got a rubber band wad with hundreds. You know, that's like $10,000 of hundreds just in spending money. I don't need to show receipts.
That's like $3,000, man. I know what that much money in hundreds is. Like, I've had to buy cars. That's like $3,000. That's not. If that's even real money that he's pulling out, he probably just doesn't have a bank account. And he probably just keeps it all in his wallet. That's a good way to get rich. Get not rich when somebody steals your wallet or you forget it somewhere.
But I do from time to time because I have new viewers here. So if you want to know how to get fuck you money and be young, I can show you the way. To be quite honest, so I bought this house where I was still 34. I could afford to buy this house when I was 27. I would have been able to afford it, but I had different life experiences, different things I wanted to do. So I wasn't worried. I wasn't thinking about buying a house at that point in time. Just to let you know that. So FU money allows you the ability to maximize the feeling of your time, where a second is a second, a minute is a minute, an hour is an hour, and you're not shortchanging your time, because when you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off for your boss or for somebody else, whatever, when you feel obligated to do things for other people because your survival depends upon it, your time is no longer yours, and your time takes on a quickening property. Quickening. And it's
It's just problematic. And for those of you who are smoke detector, change your smoke detector, motherfucker.
Oh, he's going after me now. He's going after me.
That smoke detector is about 13 feet up because the room it's in is vaulted. I do not have a ladder yet. I have a step ladder. I do not have a ladder that can allow me to reach up there yet because I don't have room in my car. So,
he has fuck you money, but he doesn't have ladder money.
The two people who have said it, yeah, I'm not ignoring you, but fuck you. I'm richer than you, and I'm better than you, and haha, fuck you.
Oh my god, he's such a dick. Oh my god. This guy's a massive asshole.
Anyways, that aside, only fuck those two people, not fuck everybody else. You all are cool, but if you want to know about FU money, hit me up, get a consultation. I'll walk you through how I did it myself. There was a confluence of about 3 different businesses that I ran that did it for me. And I can also tell you about the sacrifices I made along the way, because you don't get FU money without making sacrifices. Now,
like, he's awful, but like, if it weren't so funny how pathetic he was, I would just like say, fuck this guy, I'm never watching his videos again. But it's just so, the way he views himself versus how he comes off to everyone else is just, he's like, I'm a god, fuck you for telling me to change my batteries in my my smoke detector, fuck you forever, I hate you for even bringing that up. Anyway, I was saying I'm balling. I don't need to show receipts about how balling I am.
The real tandem here that will get you what you want in life, that's dangerous to society because going Galt is really not in the game plan for them. They don't want you to do that. Is FU money, and others call it minimalism. I don't like the term minimalism. It's been beaten to death like a fucking pancake thin pinata. I just don't like it.
Thin pinata?
So minimalism is, these people, you imagine a person in a stark room with just the bare necessities, and who wants to live like that? But then maximalism is, consumerism, is you need this, that, and the other, and lifestyle creep and hedonic treadmill. Fuck that too. I call it optimalism. You optimize your situation. Certain people like certain things. Like certain minimalists will tell you, go to shop, go to the thrift store and shop and get thrift store clothes. And it's like, yeah, I get it, but dude, sometimes in life, if you want to make moves, you got to look fly. You got to look good. A minimalist might look at me like I'm crazy because I sometimes will spend $250, $300 on a pair of boots that I know will last for work and for,
that is the least crazy thing you've done so far.
Style purposes, for when I'm out and I'm trying to make an impression on people who I'm trying to get energy from.
So you're a literal energy vampire. That's what you're saying. See, I want to look fly so I can sap the energy from people.
So some of these people don't think. They don't realize that everybody's situation is different. I'm not into luxury cars or anything like that, but I do understand why realtors would buy
not in the cars that can fit a ladder either.
A luxury car, even though they're fronting most of the time. But the ones who could really afford it, I understand why they do that. People want to talk about all the time, like, oh, who cares? Just do your thing, man. It doesn't matter what other people think. Well, if your survival is dependent, even if you have FU money, if your survival is dependent on delivering goods and services to other people, then what they think does marginally matter to some degree. That's why I say, make strategic investments in yourself, meaning with your wardrobe. Don't wear fucking soiled, disgusting, dirty clothing.
You want to invest in yourself by not looking like a disgusting hobo. That's not how you get rich. That's just how you buy clothing.
With hygiene, take care of yourself and all that. We know this stuff, but people rarely practice it because they go, they pretend they're in this liberated time where, it doesn't matter. I can be me and you can't shame me. But it's the same thing as fat women acting like you can't shame them and that they're accepted now. It's just ridiculous. lip service. So FU, he wanted me to define what FU money is, and I said, well, it depends on where you want to live, and it depends on if you want to buy property or not. If you don't, if you want to just buy a rig and you want to do van life or whatever, then, you know, hey, you know, FU money might be 40, 50 grand in the bank after you buy your rig. For me, FU money is having a net worth of about at least $350,000. And some people think that's ridiculously low. But if you think that's low, do you have $350,000? You can't talk. I do. I can talk. And I'm telling you, I see what my outflow is, and I see that I can live off that without investing it. I can live off that for a good amount of time. Now, by net worth, I don't mean that you have to have $350K in cash necessarily. That can account for, you know, cash, precious metals, property, stocks, you know, your house that's paid off and all that. Assets, not liabilities. And that can suit you well in certain parts of America. If you want to live in a major metropolis, then no. But if you're thinking about FU money, why would you want to live in those places anyways? The real FU situation.
Be like me and have thousands of dollars and just live out in the middle of nowhere. Just spend 2 hours digging a hole.
It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with what I'm doing. Essentially is get yourself acreage and a house, pimp it out, make it nice so you can enjoy it, and you have your own little pleasure palace. And then what you can do is you can grow food if you want. You can get domesticated animals, get chickens, get goats, whatever, cattle if you want, sheep, and then you can slowly extract yourself even more from the matrix. If you own a house in the country on acreage, you're a good way there, right? So FU money really has to do with your FU situation, meaning how you live, where you live, what your goals are. I mean, you know, if you want FU money so you can buy, you know, Christian Louboutin, you know, red bottoms for yourself and your girl, I mean, I'm not talking to you, you know. I'm talking about, you know, and I floss my own way. Like, I wear gold, as you all know, but gold is an asset. It's whether I wear it or not, it's an asset that hedges against inflation, historically speaking. And by history, I mean thousands of years.
I don't think necklaces work the same way as actual, like, gold bars and coins do. It's kind of a different market.
On record. So the FU situation really has to do with the subjective parameters of your life, how much you spend, how much you make, what you're going for. A lot of young guys ask about FU money before they even have experience being in the workforce. Believe me, after you have your first job and you see what it's like to be a fucking slave, then you talk to me about FU money. But don't talk to me about FU money until you've actually been in the workforce. So if you're 16, you're 18, you don't know shit, no. Get your first corporate job. I remember mine. And that will give you the proper catalyst and the impetus to want to better your situation. I also recommend for those who want FU money, read Forbidden Laws of Success Volume 1 and Volume 2.
And give me your FU $150 FU money to read my fucking book.
And read my book, read my ebook called Wealth Preservation, read my ebook Sheeple Repellent about how to buy off-grid property or rural property without getting fucked.
Let's see if there's I can find where he's selling these books. Sheeple Repellent. People repellent. Soft-spoken shaman. Why most haters are stupid beyond measure. You know, let's see this one. October 9th.
Hey guys. I read my book, The 10 Velvet-Clad Laws of Pimpin', about the real principles.
The 10 Velvet-Clad Laws of Pimpin'. I need to find that. The 10 Velvet-Clad Laws of Pimpin'. Really wish I could find out where he's selling these
Also
books.
how real life works, economically and interpersonally. And all of this knowledge put together will help you before you get the
Oh, he's
FU
got a
money. It helps
Teespring
you
store?
Clear, bushwhack and clear a path so you have a better idea how you're going to get.
Let's see what his description says. By the Forbidden Laws of Success by the Honorable Soft-Spoken Shaman. 268 pages of mind-blowing insights. Email for more information. Let's see. Slave sheeple, don't be cheap. Hard work, regrets, deathbed confessions. Chrism, Christ oil. Piercing the Veil, Illuminati, NWO, Georgia Guidestones, Depopulation, Agenda 21. Haters gonna hate. Work sets you free? Sex. Hail Keck, 4chan, Pepe the Frog, Meme Magic. Healing wholeness, victim, perpetrator, rescuer. The Matrix, Zion, Enlightenment for Dummies, Zen Koans, Birth Pangs. Oh, he's replying to people's comments. Funny enough, I worked in fast food high school, and the place is handing out sponsored IRA applications. I am so wary of those because the government controls and policy changes and the penalty for your taking money out. And since you should not save for retirement, the smart people do not keep their money in depreciating dollars and instead purchase wise investments, currencies, houses, small companies, etc. Thus you are growing your money and you can exit your liquid investments rather than keeping money in the government's hands. Thanks for posting, man. Very true. IRAs and 401ks are basically forced savings account for the lazy and fiscally irresponsible. Likewise, Social Security is like a government-controlled annuity. Just another way to feel like a financial infant.
Get there. And what you're going to do when you get it. Because you need to have a plan for what you're going to do when you get it. Otherwise, you're going to go frivolously spend it. Or, you know, people who know you have it, they're going to come to you and they're going to want it. They're going to want to get it from you. So you don't want to do that. You want to be prepared for that eventual situation. So let's see. That's all I want to talk about FU money. So like I say, thank you to the anonymous person who made a donation for this video. I very much appreciate it, and I hope that all that information was helpful for you.
Wait a second, he has work set you free in the actual, like, 3 hashtags over the title. Jesus, dude, do you understand the context of that phrase?
I recommend personal consultations with me. I do over Discord, over Skype, over Zoom, over the phone, whatever platform is convenient for you and I, and talk about your individual situation and how it can be optimized. Like I say, I'm retired. I retired at the age of 29. I'm 35 right now. Okay, I have my own house. It's paid off. I have income coming in through, I don't have a boss. I don't have a job. Okay, this is the stuff that you want to know, ostensibly. So hit me up, DM me on my Discord. Also, for those of you, I
shut down my 24K rule Discord server. I have a new one, the Forbidden Success server. We've got about 17 people on there right now. It's super based. Got really good conversations with like-minded people who are knowledgeable, actionable, and practical in various fields in their life, and they have a lot of good information to share and bandy about. I would recommend joining that. You can email me at...
I think what he's doing is using the Discords to like groom people into like following his strict rules, and then he has purges and will only tell the most loyal followers how to get into his new Discord. So he's just doing straight up cult grooming with his Discord. It's weird.
TheSoftSpokenShaman@gmail.com. There's a nominal admission fee to get in. Believe me, it's worth it. It's a filtration device to make sure we don't get shitheads and shit posters and bullshit people. So understand that going in, and yeah, you know, basically, guys, the best way to get in touch with me is TheSoftSpokenShaman@gmail.com or DM me on the Forbidden Success server. And I am here to help. This is my expertise, and you know, I mean, the credentials for that is just my own life, which I routinely show receipts for, and hey, I'm here, and I can proffer information and advice that can get you there too. So that's my plan, that's my goal, and so I'm going to bid you guys adieu for today, and I'll come at you at a later point. I've got a couple other videos scheduled for this upcoming week that I think...
Alright, I think it's time to start keep reading that Forbidden Secrets book. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Read now. Chapter 3. Ritual and Imagination. To influence the subconscious mind, it is first necessary to find the real you. Please answer. Who are you? Well, we know who you are, surely? Ah, wait a moment, do we? You can say, I am Mr. Mrs. So-and-so, yes, but hold hard. It isn't the name given you by your parents. Now you must agree, your body belongs to you, but who is this you? Not your body, it seems, but what about your mind? Whose mind? Why your mind? You must agree that your mind belongs to you, so if your body and mind do not belong to you, well, just who are you? There it is then. You do not know at this time who you are. I cannot tell you who you are, but I can say that I think you are immortal. Not your body, not your mind, but the elusive you. The Book of Shadows postulates that you are 3 separate entities. There is mind, which is your body is but a movable shell. Above that there exists the subconscious mind, or if you wish, the invisible you, outside of your body, yet linked to it and surrounding it like a shell, is your supermind. This supermind is in touch with a universal mind, or again if you wish, spiritual mind. This mental force is immense in its power. The important point is this gives us simple working plan on which to build. How to start this plan working and how to link it with its power is very easy. The answer can be found in prayer. We are going to use prayer linked with the positive power of magic to gain all the good things of life. It will work. It always has, it always will. It is important that you accept this theory of prayer and through its power link with the universal mind. It is not difficult, but will take a few minutes each day. Just a short prayer each morning and evening. From this time onward, make it a personal habit to use this prayer. Each morning on rising, face east, that is, face towards the rising sun, and repeat the following. O eternal spirit, who now brings forth the light from darkness, from the realms of green pastures and pure waters of earth, I salute thee. Each evening before retiring for the night, repeat this prayer. O great eternal spirit, now your symbol of light, the glowing orb of sun, sinks below the earth, then darkness falls upon the earth. I salute thee. Keep me, guard me, protect me this night. These 2 simple prayers will help you keep you in touch with the divine power. I will not weary you with more workings of prayer this time. Further prayers will be given their proper place in the rituals. Go now and purchase an alarm clock, the cheapest and loudest clock you can find. Also, you will need some candles. Birthday candles will suffice if cash is short. You also need a tin tray. A cake baking tray is ideal, but this must be at least 1 inch deep. While you are seeking these items, purchase some plasticine, a few sheets of plain white paper, and a packet of colored felt tip pens or ballpoint pens. We're doing crafts now. From now on, this book will give you ceremonies for getting all the things or conditions you wish for in life. Carry out the instructions faithfully, and the rituals could bring you the things you are seeking. Be patient, though. It may take a month. It depends on the thing you are seeking, or it may only take a few days. Again, it could be related to the time you are devoting to the subject. So if it doesn't work, just keep lighting candles in this tray over and over and over again. Normally you can expect results in about 10 days, but do not despair if at first you seem to achieve nothing. Remember the story of Rome. How long did it take to build? It has been said that most people are too busy making a living to be able to make money. No man ever lived long enough to amass a fortune by working for other people. A wise man once said, if you wish to gain a fortune, then you must have money money growing for you during the time that you spend to sleep. There's the FU money. If it is true that then all is well, for this book teaches you just how to obtain results when you sleep, when you are asleep. Have you ever heard of anything more simple than that? Go to sleep and make a fortune. That is why you purchased this book, I take it, to make your life one long pleasure. Never ever try to think where the money will come from. Never ever try to force it to come. Do not worry where or when. Keep those thoughts out of your mind. Now I know you will find these instructions difficult, but I assure you they are important. If you start to wonder where or when, you will only delay the power from working. So the secret is, decide to have this money, and then forget about it. Leave it to superpower. It will advise you where and when. Try to keep it in mind that your subconscious is concerned only with your survival. It will guard you if you let it. And now the greatest surprise of all, when using this magic, you need not believe a word of it. I mean just that. It matters not what you think, believe, or what you will. If you try to examine it with your reasoning, conscious mind, it will only lead you astray. So don't think about why you're repeatedly lighting candles in a baking tray. Do not think about it. Just do it. Should you gain all the things you wish for in this world, all of the things you have set your heart on, all the cash you need, all the love and respect that is your birthright, would you perhaps think, surely this must be heaven? Now we have all that we need to know. At least the secret of life is revealed. To isolate our thought, we have only to stop thinking too deeply and play like little children if we must win. Play at these ceremonies like a child. Do not believe a single word about them, for it will not make one scrap of difference. Treat them like a game, every night, every day. Spend a few minutes doing your chosen ritual, then pop off to bed or work, and these unforeseen forces will work for you. Could anything be more easy? Play a game and bring about change in your life. The change you have sought so long. The hardest part of the magic is to get it started, so I urge you, make up your mind now. This very minute, get started. There is so little time, certainly none to waste by thinking about it. Start right now. Every minute you delay or you are getting older, and the older you grow, the more trouble it is to start. As you grow, habits are formed each day, and these habits are become harder to change. We need to change under the direction of will. So start now and to change these patterns of your life. There is no time to lose. We have found that nearly all the books on how to make money or on how to improve one's lot, etc. have one thing in common. They all tell you to use willpower. What, may I ask, is willpower? I have yet to find this magic power. Believe me, there is no such thing as willpower. I will agree there is determination to do or do not to do a certain thing, but there is no power behind determination or will. Let us, for example, try to walk along a narrow plank which has been placed at a great height above ground. Now all the will in the world will not stop you from falling off the plank. Should you, however, imagine that you are across, then you will stand a chance of reaching safety. The power, then, is in the imagination. Psychologists tell us, if the will and the imagination go to war, then the imagination will always win. So much, then, for willpower. We have already seen that when we try to isolate thought, all the willpower we can bring to bear to results only in invoking the law of reverse. Let us then agree that there is no such thing as willpower. Let us start our rituals with a simple example, one that will give proof of the powers which we will be invoking. I take it for granted that you have purchased a clock, candles, etc. Take your tray and place a piece of plasticine in the center. Make sure it is firmly held. Next, fill the tray with water. Always do this for any ritual. It is a safety measure and will prevent a fire should you drop off to sleep. Place these articles on a small table which should be near the middle of your room. At least keep the table away from the wall. Now take a long piece of string and form a circle around your table and the chair which you will be sitting. Try to obtain colored string, but for this ritual, any string will suffice. So you should have colored string. It doesn't matter, but yeah, you'll get away with it the first time if you just have plain twine or something. Make the circle as large as possible. The circle of the craft is exactly 9 feet in diameter, but this ritual does not call extreme accuracy. Sitting in your chair, light the candle. Any ordinary white candle is all that's needed. Now repeat your evening prayer. That is to help relax you. Keep your eyes steady on the candle flame for 2 or 3 minutes. During this time, decide in your mind what time you wish to rise in the morning. Your pens and paper should be on the table. So having decided on the time, write on the paper this spell. I will rise at chosen hour, feeling well, really well. Write this 7 times. Now set your clock to the correct time and listen to the tick. Listen to it, and try to keep your written words to it. I will rise, wake, and rise at chosen hour. I will rise feeling well, awake, and feeling really well. Get that rhythm running through your head. Try humming like a child would chant it in a game. Keep it up for several minutes, and leaving the candle burning, take your clock with you and go to bed. Place the clock near your pillow where you can hear the tickings, and letting the words run through your mind to the beat of the ticking clock. Relax and drop off to sleep. That is all there is to it. But watch out in the morning. You will feel on top of the world, better than you haven't felt for many a day. You will feel compelled to rise. Well, you have been warned. Should it be the first time you do not succeed, the answer to the failure is that you have thought about it with your conscious mind. Stop thinking of these things. Leave it in your subconscious mind. Go to sleep listening to the clock. Think only I will rise at chosen hour, and leave it to your super mind to take over, and then you will succeed. You must leave it to your outside forces. Remember, they're vastly superior to any mortal mind. I want you to do this ritual for at least 2 weeks. Get used to the rhythm of the clock, for it will work wonders for you. It could be this is the only ritual you will ever need. It will bring you wealth and success beyond your wildest dreams. Do not be put off because it looks so easy. In this first ritual, we have been using the word I. Now that could be a mistake. All the books I have read state you should say I can do this thing. The trouble being is it so often brings into the law of reverse, and we need a method of overcoming this law. We can never ignore it for all natural law. Like all natural laws, it is above the human mind. It cannot be changed. We must work within its frame of operation. One way in which we can get around this law is to speak to our supermind. Henceforth say you, and not I. I want you to try to realize that your conscious mind is from now on speaking to your subconscious mind, for that phrase of mine is closer to the real you that you are trying to contact. I am sorry I cannot make this clearer. Before proceeding, how about that list? I'm going to ask you to revise it. First you must write down all the things you need. Having done that, go through the list and place your desired objects or articles in order of preference and revise it to your priority. Do not only concentrate on material objects. Do not overlook mannerisms of speech. Perhaps you'd like to learn a foreign language? It is a good plan to keep a notebook on hand so you can record these things. You will find it helps to compare results of rituals and other details of progress in magic. It can save you making a mistake twice or in any given ritual. Now place a sheet of paper on your table. Draw a circle large enough to hold 10 counters. From those Game of Drafts or something similar game will do. The white counters represent men. The black counters represent a sum of $1,000 each. The position is now 5 men, each have a sum of $1,000. You now remove 1 black counter from the circle and remove 4 white counters. The position is now 1 man has $4,000, but the other men have $1,000 between them. Your circle now represents a true picture of the wealth of this world. In fact, at least 80% of the money and property in this world is held by 20% of the people. Let this sink in deeply in your minds. Look around and you will find that this is the true picture of life. All the good things in life are held by a chosen few. All the good, well-paid jobs, and all the large houses and the expensive cars should the wealth of the world be shared out evenly. In a very short time it will revert back to its present state. Perhaps you will think, oh, I don't know, old so-and-so up the road now, he owns a large house, has a posh car, latest model, seems to be well off, much better than me, that's for sure. Now just a minute. Does he own all those things, or perhaps they are on hire purchase? What exactly does he own? Of all the things on hire purchase, then they will belong to the finance company. They may look like... This actually might be a different guy than Sacred Sex Guy. I don't think Sacred Sex Guy would sell a book for $13. This is probably just another guy in the same sort of grift as he is. Let's see. They may look like wealth, but Mr. So and So really is not wealth, but a milestone of debt around his neck. He has placed his freedom in the power of others. Almost any responsible person can go along to the bank and fix up a loan. The people who own the wealth are only too eager to get you under their power. Once you borrow, you are giving away your independence. You are placing your body at the disposal of some other person's mind. He will pay you to think about this very carefully. Remember at all times this fact. If you're offered what appears to be easy wealth, proceed with utmost caution. Can we find some clue as to how these wealthy people manage to get the largest slice of the pie? Are they so much different from you or me? Is it education, position in life, who they know, or is it just luck? Well, most of the time. I can tell you now, it is none of these things. I won't deny any of these favors would help, but the simple secret is, they know exactly what they demand from life and are determined to let nothing stand in their way. They set their goal and let neither man, woman, or fate stand in the way of obtaining their desires. Let us look at a normal person. A Mr. Ordinary has failed to get a major slice of the pie. We will find he is probably making these mistakes. He has failed to set down on paper clear goals of things he intends to wrest from life. Clear aims as to position, money, and choice of occupation. He has to let other people run his life. Always blaming others for mistakes, blaming his bad luck, but never blaming himself for underestimating his own potential. These rituals are designed to stop you mentally drifting through life. Each one has practiced 3 years of troubled times. They have stood the test of time. They have brought satisfaction and joy to many. You will read the rituals never before published outside of the covens or lodges or occult cells. Secrets of the temples that are thousands of years old. Yes, sleeping next to an alarm clock. 1,000-year-old ritual. You will read of rituals, never blah blah blah. Secrets taken from many parts of the world. Use them with care. Prosper their magic and keep them secret for your own sake. You will need to find somewhere quiet to practice these rituals. The garage, perhaps? Or maybe the garden shed? Somewhere that you can be alone. Do not fail to carry out the instructions given for each ritual in this book. Do not be afraid of what others think. You are going to win, and others should not know what you are doing. Never let any person know you are practicing magic. Set up your altar and always keep it to the same place. Try to keep the same time daily, and from now on, be yourself. Dare to be different from all others. Remember, others will always follow the leader, but it is the leader who gains the goodies. Study the rituals and work to improve yourself in all you do. Keep a positive outlook at all times and never be afraid to take a chance. Repetition tends to isolate ideas, and ideas can mean cash to you. The isolated idea, remember, tends to realize itself in about your affairs. Isolate a thing and it will work for you. That's what ritual and magic is all about. Do not expect magic to work right away. Give it time to manifest, for magic works in a roundabout way. You will only delay matters by thinking with your reasoning mind. Magic will always manifest in the shortest possible practical manner. Okay. My voice is running out. I think. We had some good content today. Probably be back tomorrow. We'll look more in. We'll try to bang out more of this book. I'll try to find some more weirdos off stream, so we got a good roster to jump between. But I think that'll do it for me.